If you're joining us for the first time, welcome to Domain Stadium, the last ever Fremantle Dockers home game at Domain Stadium. They're taking on the Richmond Tigers this afternoon in a beautiful blue sky as well. Jack Crawshaw, Tim Gossage and Paul Hazelby, your commentary team this afternoon, right throughout this afternoon too. Paul Hazelby, we spoke about Harley Bennell off the top of the show for our listeners who have just joined us. Good to see him, first game in the purple too, and it'll be fascinating to see his output today.
Yeah, it will be, absolutely. He's been through the ringer, hasn't he, over the last 2 years? 700 plus days since he's played a game of AFL football. He was pretty keen to get back to the Fremantle Dockers, and they were keen to add him to their superstar midfield, but it hasn't worked out. But today we see the very first of him in Fremantle Dockers colours in a proper AFL game.
Yeah, they're both teams are out there. All Richmond are. Fremantle about to come out of the race for their Ream warm-up. And if your hot water needs replacing, accept nothing less than Australia's best. Make sure you install a Ream.
Thanks for the great memories at Domain Stadium is what the banner says, and there's been some fantastic ones here. Any that stick out for you, Tim Gossage, across your journey? I know for mine was the 1998 East Fremantle Colts Grand Final. It was the only time I was involved in a premiership back when I was 17. That's been my greatest moment.
Well, you did win 4 Ross Glendinning medals for performances in Derby, so that'd be great memories for you. I've got 2 memories. I sold Footy Budgets, the record, way back in the very first State of Origin game here in 1977 when Barry Cable was taking on Gary Dempsey and all those great memories in 77. And also 1973 when Subiaco, coached by St Kilda's Ross Smith, beat West Perth 10-12 to 6-4 in a waffle grand final here. Great memories and plenty of Derby memories, finals memories, the Eagles final against Hawthorn. Been a great venue. It's a drop kick from my house. I'll miss the venue as such. But
because you'll have to get into the car.
I'll have to actually get into the car to
walk
here. But it's tired and it needs to be replaced. I'm looking forward to the new stadium.
Great Freo memories for mine. I think if you look back at the Justin Longmuir kick after the siren, I think the electricity in the crowd was very special. The 2003 first final for the Fremantle Dockers was a special moment of mine when the crowd all went up at the end of the game. It was a great moment to be a part of. And the Demolition Derby, I think when the Fremantle Dockers stood up to the West Coast Eagles and said, no longer will we be bullied.
Hayden Ballantyne going through these 2 daughters through the banner, both wearing the number 1 jumper. It's a big occasion to say that they ran on the ground for their dad's life membership game of 150 and the last home game for the Fremantle Football Club here as the girls peel off, dad peels off, and both teams are now on the ground doing their warm-up.
Couple of rippers in terms of after the siren games as well. I mean, Justin Longmuir, one, Nick Natanui, another, that'll go down in the history as well, Hayes, of some of the greatest games at Subiaco.
Yeah, very special moments, aren't they, when you get a result decided after the game. But there was one in the Derby here that I was a part of where I was lucky enough to kick a winner with 50 seconds to go to put Fremantle in front. So that was a special occasion for myself and the Fremantle Dockers. But it will be missed. The surface has been terrific. I think all players love playing on this surface, not so much the ground for Victorian and visiting teams because they haven't been overly successful here.
I can tell you that St Kilda have gone on a scoring frenzy. They lead by 17 points against North Melbourne approaching half-time. But how's this? In the second quarter, St Kilda have added 3 goals, 11. 3-11 to take their score to 7-14. Too bad kicking. 3-11 to 1-1. And they lead 7-14 to 6-3. What might have been, eh?
Yep, certainly for the Saints. Players are out there doing their final warm-ups for Ream. Install a Ream, Australia's number 1 in hot water. Paul Hazelby, the former Fremantle great, a 4-time best on ground in Western Derbies, is an All-Australian. He's a rising star as well. Tell us, Hayes, how much the Tigers going to win by today, and what's going to be the factor that breaks the game open, do you think?
Hard to predict what the Fremantle Dockers are going to do. They were very disappointing last week against Sydney, but they do play better on this ground, and they're a very proud club, and when they do lose, Ross Lyon tends to get the best out of them the next week. So I think they will challenge. They'll be in the game for a long time, but class will prevail, and that will be the Richmond Tigers. I think through the midfield, they've got some superstar players. We mentioned Martin, but they've also got Cochin, who's having a good year through there. Their forward line, we've mentioned a lot. I think, the forward pressure that they're able to apply will really set up their defensive mechanisms, because if they get that right, they've got 2 very good players down there in Ranson, Asprey, Bloston and Grimes and these types that are able to just set up their defensive wall and get the ball going back inside their forward 50. So it's going to be a great game. I expect Fremantle to challenge at some stage, but in the end the Tigers should be too good by 30 plus.
Goss, what do you reckon?
I came here thinking Fremantle could push them, but now I look at Richmond's team and you go through their names and you go through Martin. Ellis has had a standout season. Grigors also would be a stand-up midfielder in any team. Cochin, outstanding, as I mentioned. Rioli's exciting. Rance is just going to shut down. Nankervis is a quality ruckman. You like what I see? It'll be a very one-sided affair. I think Richmond easily.
Captains are coming to the middle for the coin toss, and Trent Cotchin and Nat Fyfe. And it looks as if Matthew Pavlich is going to toss the coin in the middle of Domain Stadium, the very last time. From the Dockers' point of view.
That's a rort.
And Nat Fyfe has won it, and he's going to kick to the city end, which is the left-hand end of Domain Stadium. And have a look at this. Pav straight away gets on the mic. He flips the coin, grabs the mic, and then speaks to Nat Fyfe as they're walking off into the huddle.
That's just what they do. That's what they do. He enjoys it, I think. In fact, you know what? I don't know if he does enjoy it as much as... He's undecided about his long-term future in the media, I reckon, Pav. I reckon he's busy. I think he's done his business masters or something. I think he enjoys it, but I don't know about the time spent doing it. I think he, being a family man that he is.
Yeah, I think his involvement with the AFL Players Association will eventually lead him back into footy in a role that may be a CEO of a club or football operations, or it wouldn't surprise me if he takes over from Gil McLaughlin at some stage in the future.
Give me a break. Oh, you are...
Is that a scoop from you, Hayes? Is that a scoop?
That is rubbish.
Not taking over from Gil, but I think in that position...
I reckon he's a long way down the food chain, mate.
A lot of them always start with the AFLPA before they move their way through the AFL, so don't be surprised, Tim.
Earlier today, the Demons defeated Brisbane, the spirited Brisbane too, by 13 points at the MCG, 16-8-104 to 14-7-91. And the Saints doing battle with North Melbourne at Etihad Stadium, the other Sunday game in round 22. And 62-39, the Saints lead. We're moments away from the start here at Domain Stadium. Harm from gambling starts earlier than you think. Get the tools to help you stay in check at betcheck.vic.gov.au. Tim Gossage to get us underway. Sunday afternoon footy on AFL Nation.
And we are underway. It's Darcy and Nankervis, and it's taken down by Stephen Hill with the left. Up and under kick. The ground is covered in smoke after the fireworks display. Quick kick, Mundy. Bad bounce for the 150 gamer. Oh, they attack the player coming the other way. McIntosh goes to ground. Ball spills. Hand pass comes over the top to Ballantyne inside 50. He could have backfed a hand pass. He decides to square the ball. And slipping over was the Tigers' defence, and standing on his feet was Nat Fyfe, and the skipper will go back 40 metres out directly in front.
Twice they slipped over in that piece of play. The first one was Trent Cotchin, and we just saw the runner before the game just went and got a change of boots for one player. I'm not sure who it was, but clearly, again, slippery underfoot.
Lambert was the player who slipped over. Can Fyfe make him pay? Leans back on the kick. Fremantle get the first. Inside a minute, and the home team get the first goal of the game. Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere. Fremantle won straight on the back of a Nat 5 goal. Richmond yet to score.
Spoke about Cam Sutcliffe getting a run with roll with Dustin Martin. It hasn't eventuated, but guess who he's gone to, Tim
Trent
Gossage?
Cotchin.
Straight to Trent Cotchin. So they've identified him as the second midfielder that perhaps you can beat because he hasn't been targeted too much throughout the season. So Cam Sutcliffe, on his last legs, you would think now a defensive midfielder. But a good start for the Fremantle Dockers. Richmond need to keep their feet.
Lee Fisher, Jeff Dalglish and Brendan Hosking, the three men in the light grey this afternoon, with Richmond playing in the predominantly yellow strip. And it's AFL Nation, all thanks to Macca's. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. Back in the middle, it's Nankervis who wins it down into the hands of Cotchin for the Tigers. His kick hurriedly off the boot. Doesn't sit well. The ball's been grabbed by Vlosten. He's nearly brought to ground in a good tackle. He got the hand pass away, though, just in time. Ryan was put under pressure. The Dockers work it out, though, to Crozier. Now here's to Ballantyne. Ballantyne nearly brought down from behind. Gets a hand pass inside 50 to a teammate. And it's brought from Tucker. And the ball's hand pass towards the boundary line and over the line. And it's been paid as deliberate out of bounds. So the Tigers will have a free kick at left half back. Nearly 2.5 gone. The Dockers won straight 6. Richmond yet to score.
Wild man from Borneo, Vlosten kicks the ball up to the wing. Taken by Martin in the congestion. He's tackled by Cox. Hand pass by Hamling. Ends up with Fyfe. Look away. Hand pass to Sutcliffe. Quick kick inside 50. Crozier! Didn't mark it. Brings it to ground. Under pressure. Loose ball now. Taken by McCarthy. Quick snap with the right. Around the left. Just misses. Just misses. Minor score, but Fremantle doing all the attacking. 1-1-7. Richmond yet to score. 2 3/4 minutes gone. Flight Centre scoreboard.
There's the response from last week's poor game from the Fremantle Dockers. Their tackling pressure intensity is through the roof at the moment.
Basher Hooley at fullback. Chips into the left fullback pocket. And the Tigers a chance to propel out towards the scoreboard side of the ground. Paul Hazelby is our red energy expert this afternoon as well. The kick from the back line is poor from the Tigers, and Nat Fyfe takes the intercept mark.
Against Dustin Martin. So we've got that matchup. Looks like those two are going to run around together today. Exciting matchup.
Nat Fyfe, he's 60 out from goal. He's called to play on now, so he'll kick it to about 30 metres out. They'll fly. Taberner. Did he bring that down? The umpire says yes, he did. So a big, strong grab from Nat Taberner early. And he'll have a shot at goal 30 metres out straight in front.
That's what he needs to do. Back in the lineup last week, he was very good against Sydney. Should have kicked 3 goals, but his kicking let him down at times. But his marking seemed to have improved. Again, a player who's out of contract at the end of the season, has been given a lifeline from Ross Lyon. And so far, since we've seen him back in the team, he's taking it.
Taberner, 9 goals so far. Brought up his 50th career goal last week. He's on the approach now from 40 metres out. It swings from right to left and it hits the left-hand upright. Minor score. 4 gone, opening term. Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere. It's the Dockers 1-8. Richmond yet to score.
Around the grounds for Aviator X-Pro from Bayer. St Kilda's second quarter. 4 goals, 11. To go to 8-14 to 6-3. They lead by 23 points at half-time against North Melbourne. The mark's been taken by Hamling. He's going to take it back in now to Weller. Goes short. Pitching ball. McCarthy a long way out from goal. He's tackled by Asprey. Quick kick inside 50. Well done by Vlosten. Left his man. That should almost be 50 against Crozier. Knocking the ball out of hands. Umpire said no, it was accidental.
Just need to settle here. The Tigers chip the ball around for a while because they're being denied possession.
Wide kick, and Fyfe's having a field day. That's his third mark. It's his fourth disposal to go with a goal. The skipper leading from the front has been simply outstanding in the opening 5 minutes of play. Kick by Fyfe to Floater. Punched down by Nan Curvis. Loose ball get. Under pressure. Well done Lambert. Good footy. Gets it out now. They work it out to the wing. Running hard onto it. Good mark. They come back and settle on the wing. Tigers waiting for numbers. Of course, stepping in for his first game is Jack Graham to make his debut down the line. Punched away from him by Tucker. A swinging arm from Crozier. And the ball goes over the line. The kick was from Townsend. Harley Bennell steps onto the oval for the first time in 2 years. And that's the applause you hear around Domain Stadium. Tapped down by Nan Curvis. Mundy without it. Prestia. Pfeiffer get another hand pass. Ricochet ball. Loose ball. Here's Bennell. Hand pass. First touch within 15 seconds of getting on the ground. To Ballantyne to Mundy. That to Subin. He's got a quick kick. Inside 50. Asprey in position A. Doesn't mark it. Loose ball get. Hand pass down to Taberner. Quick kick around the corner. Bouncing ball to Luca. Needs a kind bounce. Doesn't get it. Gets it back now to Crozier. Squares the ball up. Loose ball there. Getting onto it was Ryan. Doesn't quite get the footy. They've left it behind. Loose ball 20 metres out. That's almost a throw. Richmond under all sorts of pressure. Taken by Subin. Hand pass through traffic. They go to ground. No free kick in the back. Free kick Richmond. They are under enormous pressure, the Tigers. 1-8 Fremantle. Free kick is going to Ellis. No score, the Tigers. We've gone 6.5 minutes.
Good call, Goss. Ellis to bring it to left half back to Vlosten, who marks left half back flank. Now what can he come up with here, Nick Vlosten?
It's been busy.
He's now called to play on. He's going to kick it to the wing on the outer side. Big packle form. Darcy was in front position for Fremantle. Couldn't win it. At the ground floor is Prestia. Gets the hand pass away. Running onto it for the Tigers is Castagna. Kicks into the middle of the ground. And the Tigers have got it. Defensive side of the centre square. They go to a one-on-one. Martin there. Did well with Stephen Hill. Hill went and gathered the loose ball. Now he's in trouble. Hand passes defensively to Crozier, who's on centre wing. Kicks towards left half forward. Bennell out in front. Couldn't take the mark. Rance did well behind him. Rance gathers the loose ball. Tackled well by Subin. Close to the line. And we're over and out. And we'll have a boundary throw in between wing and left half forward at the city end. 7.5 gone. 1-8 Fremantle. Richmond yet to score.
Dockers have been very good at just slowing the ball movement of the Richmond Tigers at the moment. Just no free play.
The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. Throw in, Prestia goes to ground, gets away, hand pass. Well done, they're out here. Lambert does a quick kick, it comes off his boot just. The tackle was under pressure. Well done by Fife. He gathered it, he pulled it underneath, gone, holding the ball. Tackle was good by Greg. Fife did all the bullocking work to gather possession. And once he pulled it in, he was in a world of pain. 8 plays and 0. We've got 8 minutes and Richmond go forward of the centre circle almost for the first time in the game. Darcy up, doesn't get the footy. Hughes, loose ball, tackled strongly, got slung, free kick. And Rioli taps him a few times and says, I apologise, mate, on the tackle. There's no doubt there. He was a bit worried there for the slinging tackle, but no harm done, and Hughes gets the resultant free. Five's had 5 disposals, Crozier and Vlosten 4. They go short to Johnson. Simmons, Holmes stacked. We kept busy right through afternoon. 8 plays, nothing. Fremantle lead. Valentine tries to check in on the boundary. Kick up. Kavanagh marks. Chest mark. Richmond have numbers back. He could go down the line to the Cox direction, but Rance is going to smash it. Well, Cox did really well, actually. He tapped it over the back. Bennell, he's taken over by Hooley and will have a throw in. 60 metres around Fremantle's end of the ground. They're going okay with the home ground support. 1-2-8. Richmond yet to score.
They're going very well at the moment. They had Cox free there. It was a good play by Alex Rance. Left his opponent to come up and meet it. Didn't get the ball out of bounds. Gave Fremantle a chance. But at the moment, the Tigers under enormous pressure.
Paul Hazelby, our Red Energy expert, a 100% Australian gas and electricity retail. They hack it forward, the Dockers. McCarthy couldn't take the mark. Alice on hands and knees. Gets the hand pass off to Vlosten for the Tigers. He kicks to open space on the outer side. Now, it's good work from Castagna. He allowed McIntosh to come in and take the ball, but then he threw it away. And there'll be a free kick going the way of Fremantle. Good tackle on the outer side. Hand pass to Brad Hill, running from the outside. Spears it low to Mundy. Just back of the centre circle. Short chip pass to Weller. Still in the defensive half of the ground for the Dockers. Kicks further afield. Leading strongly is Taberner. Hand passes to the run on the outside. Brad Hill kicks inside 50. Bounces off the chest to McCarthy. Edwards there. Subin. Edwards again at ground level. Mundy. He's Martin for the Tigers, who just bullocked his way through. Now he stops and kicks on the left to open space on the outer side. Rewalt and Hamling. First at the ball was Rewalt, but he overran it. Hamling at the back doing well. Sliding in, laying a good tackle. Rioli. What's the umpire going to say here? I think it's going to be holding the ball. Yep. Yeah, it is. Free kick, Richmond.
They're going to go inside 50 for the first time, Jack. 9-0 for Simmons Holmes.
Basher Hawley kicks to the hot spot. Sliding in Johnson. Couldn't take the mark. At the floor, here's Rewalt. Picks it up. Hand passes inboard to Townsend, who snaps and goals for the Tigers. They've got their first of Richmond. The Dockers 1-2-8. Richmond 1 straight 6. Nearly 11 gone opening term. Flight Centre scoreboard. See where their passionate travel experts can take you. Book online, in store, or call 131 600.
They needed somebody to stand up, did the Tigers, and it was Dustin Martin through the midfield. He got the ball, made the right decision, just waited for Jack Rewalt to present, and Rewalt's effort was really good. Didn't get the ball, but he was able to keep the ball inside the forward 50 and get that first foray in there, and a good finish there by Townsend. A lot of dominance for the Fremantle Dockers. They only lead by 2 points.
St Kilda 23 points in front at half-time over North Melbourne after a 4-goal 11 second quarter. And earlier today, Melbourne by 13 over Brisbane. Around the ground for Aviator Expo from Bayer. Back underway. Darcy got favoured by the bounce. Has to go back in now and try and retrieve the footy. Stands over it. Subin gave him some assistance. Players dive on the footy. Umpire Hosking is blinded. Doesn't know what's going on. There's a bit of push and shove. Cotchin's involved. We'll have a secondary ball up just outside the centre circle. It's Richmond's end of the ground.
Townsend's first goal this season and his first game this season, Goss.
And his second kick for the afternoon. Darcy took it out of the contest. Crozier tried to hack it out of the air. Martin received it. Hand pass McCarthy, good. To Fife. Quick kick. 1-on-1. Taberner. Rance. Ball comes to ground. Rance and Taberner. Taberner did really well. Kept his feet. Rance over the footy. Bennell's involved. Strong tackle 25 metres out. How does the fan see it? Holding the ball? Yes, they do. Umpire agrees. And is it going to be Harley Bennell lining up for goal? It is.
They'll love this. Again, it was good work by Matt Taberner. He started well today, like he did last week against Sydney. He just kept the ball inside the forward 50. That's all you got to do as a forward. The rewards will come later, but wouldn't the crowd love this? Harley
Bennell's last goal in AFL football, the 26-minute mark against Essendon on August the 22nd, 2015. Almost 2 years since Harley Bennell's kicked the goal in AFL football. It's a long time coming. The crowd goes silent. We're behind the kick. And they come from everywhere. Every one of his teammates get to Harley Bennell. They get on their feet, and he's back in the AFL system with a goal. Harley Bennell's first kick on return is a major 2-2-14. One straight 6, Fremantle by 8 points, 13 minutes gone. Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere. Here's Paul Hazelby.
We mentioned great moments at Subiaco. That was one of them. He's been through a lot, hasn't he, over the last 2 years, and he finally gets back to the big smoke and gets the big opportunity, and he kicks it. Well done. Not all of his teammates got around him. There were two that couldn't make the run too far away. Joel Hamling and Nick Subin decided not to. But what a great moment.
AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. Back in the middle, comes down to Mundy. Mundy's hand pass intended for Ryan, missed him, and now they're going forward here, the Tigers. Martin gets a hand pass away, off to a teammate in Butler, and then away to Prestia, now back to Martin, and Martin a flying shot from 50, misses the whole lot. Out of bounds on the full. Subiaco end of the ground, it'll be Sutcliffe to bring it back in for the Dockers.
Saw Patrick Dangerfield nail one from a similar position yesterday. Dustin Martin couldn't follow suit.
Bennell off. Short stint. Brad Hill comes back into the game. Sutcliffe from the fullback position. Kicks towards the big fly of Cox and Taberner. And no mark, and we'll have a ball in.
So you get that moment there with Harley Bennell. It's still important that the club and the coaching staff don't get caught up in the emotion. They still run him through the minutes that they planned.
They start him on the bench, which I was surprised at. I thought once you've done your warm-up, he's going to be at his warmest, keep him out there, but he came on, quick stint, and as I said in the pre-game, I don't think he'll play any more than 3 quarters today.
15 gone, it's the Dockers by 8 points.
Ellis's hand pass is knocked down. Valentine started really strongly. Under pressure there was Jack Graham, the first game up. Pooley's gone, holding the ball. Fremantle are a tackling machine today. Free kick to Tucker. He's got players running through the middle. That's a dangerous kick. He pulls back the youngster. He's at half back, just backward of that centre wing. He's now called to play on. He's indecisive. He'll just poke it to the wing. That's a terrible kick. And the mark's been taken by McIntosh. No, in fact, Asprey, who gets it over to Ellis. They get it out now through Broad, who runs across his own goal face, and he goes wide. Markov will mark. So the transferred play to the far side of the ground, the Tigers. They trail by 8 points. We've gone 16 minutes first quarter. He'll go short, and Ellis will take the mark. This is AFL Nation around the country. The Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. Wide kick, Rance just gets it short. Taken by Asprey, goes back to Rance. That was lazy by Ballantyne on 2 occasions. He allowed Rance to go off him, and then he didn't close him down on the mark. So Rance got away from him, and now Richmond can set up again, but they're going backwards to go forwards. They're 25 out from their own goal. But they're playing the possession game.
Dockers' defence has been very good, just shifting across, and so far they can't get through.
Ellis has knocked up the ball. I reckon it's about his 6th possession in this chain. He goes short, and they've now got it back to Broad, and he'll try and get through the middle of the ground.
Yeah, Broad short, finds a teammate in Grigg. Grigg on the left, he's going to play a free on the outer side, who takes the mark now and kicks inside 50. Slipping over at the crucial moment was Townsend, and the mark's been taken by Hamling in the back pocket.
We said it before the game, didn't we, Goss? They do slip over the Victorian teams on this ground with the wrong footwear.
Hamling to the outer side, one-on-one contest. It was McCarthy and Markov. Grigg came in, gave it to Ellis, now by hand to Hawley, and Hawley goes short, and the mark's been taken by the Tigers. 55 out from goal at left half forward. Now there's a whistle on play, and it's going to be a Richmond free kick. Yes, and it'll go to Trent Cotchin about 20 metres forward. Or is it 50? How's this going to work here? The umpires, no, it's going to be 10 metres out from goal, really. 15 out from goal.
It's a 50-metre penalty.
50-metre penalty, okay.
Looked like it was going to go to Cotchin and now for a hold against Sutcliffe.
And now it's going to Townsend. So opportunity for him to kick his second goal in the opening term and bring it back to a couple of points.
Sutcliffe been putting a lot of work into Cochin, only the one possession so far. A lot of holding off the ball, doing whatever it takes.
Jacob Townsend only kicked 4 goals for his career. This is his 33rd game. Stabs it and just sneaks it in the right-hand upright. Sally Bowden had to do a lot of work to her left-hand side. Oh, now I think we're going to have a goal, yes. 2-2-14 Dockers, 2 straight 12 Richmond, 18 gone opening term. Flight Centre scoreboard, they're best in the air and everywhere.
Just having a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay. Can't really pick up what occurred. Looked like it was going to be a free kick to Trent Cochin originally. And they paid the 50 metre. And he's got 2, Townsend. Welcome back to league football.
So Townsend's got 2. It's 4 free kicks apiece. It is the Fremantle Lockers by 2 points. And just repeating the half-time scores, St Kilda by 23 over North Melbourne. And Melbourne into their finals campaign with a win over Brisbane. A very annoying Brisbane Lions who've got some upside. Don't worry about that. Here's Dustin Martin, who hacked it back the wrong way. Now McCarthy, he's overrun the footy. He's had it bounce off his chest 3 or 4 times so far, McCarthy. He's not having the best of games. Hawley, Martin. Martin now runs through the middle with possession number 4, not the best. Oh, that's a little rabbit punch from Prestia. The back fed a hand pass now to Johnson, who got it from 5. He goes wide. The 150 up. In Ballantyne drops the mark, but he's got time to size up his teammate. Terrible kick from Sutcliffe. His disposal is atrocious. Going down off the play is Glostone against Tucker. He's slow to get up. Richmond retain possession. Prestia, Hawley, he chips it to centre half forward. They've got it to Lambert. He wants to play on quickly. Flares it wide, gets it to Rioli. In fact, it's not. He'll step inside now. Under pressure. Now he's called to play on. There's the quick kick. Now Rioli's in the position. Can he fly from the back? Oh, Logue knocked it to the front. Mark's been paid to Hughes. Lucky players up and out, and Hughes takes the mark. 15 out from his own goal. Markov was the player who bombed the ball in long.
Hughes sets it long as the Dockers by 2 points. About to hit time on. Good grab from Cox. Short to Ballantyne. Been busy in the opening term, Hayden Ballantyne. On the bounce out to Brad Hill. Takes it just forward to the Toyota Good for Footy logo and then concedes ground back to Johnson. Johnson will stab it low and he'll find Brennan Cox again, who marks in front of his eyeballs. Still a couple of kicks out from goal. Brennan Cox is going to keep it high and keep it low and find Taberner. Yes. Broad went to ground easily. The mark being taken by Taberner. Good grab. 4 Goss.
Yeah, 4 marks. Simmons home stats, and I reckon all they've all been chest marks.
Yeah, they have. He's been working hard up and down the ground. That's what you like to see. But the opponent just fell over in front of him in Broad, and that's what you need to do as a forward. Just follow up, and if it gets to you, have your arms ready. And that's what he's done. He nailed his first set shot. It has been his Achilles heel across his career.
Here comes Matt Taberner, sends it on its way. It's wild to the right, minor score. 2-3-15 Fremantle, 2 straight 12 Richmond, 21 gone. Flight Centre scoreboard best in the air and everywhere.
Richmond will tight boundary line, in fact too tight. Oh, out of bounds on the full. Glostone looking for McIntosh. It's cleared the line via free kick. And it's going to go to Ryan. 2-3-15 to 2 straight 12. 2 goals to Townsend, singles to Fife and Bennell. Here's the kick by Ryan. Long kick. Up and under. 25 out. Who's the flyer? Darcy up. Has he got it? No. Not paid. Rance. Ricochet ball. Hooley. Quick kick out of the congestion. Oh, was had too much on it now. Going to ground. Markov falling over Hill. That was Bradley. Picked up by Markov. He then gets it and has a couple of bounces. Kicks to the wing. Castagna. He's being herded up by Nyhouse. Gives it back. Now on the boundary line, it was Revolt. Can he keep it in? No. And eventually the ball goes over the line. He's fallen over about 3 times, Jack Revolt, looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay. And we'll have a throw in on the wing. Darcy unlucky not to get the mark. 2-3 to 2 straight. Fremantle in front by 3 points.
4 minutes left in the opening term on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how in the ruck. Nankervis won it down. Ryan smothered the ball off the boot. Darcy coughed up the wrong. Got it to Markov. Then Hill snapped it off him and then kicked it into the man on the mark. Now Grigg gathers. Hip and shoulder affected the kicker, goes inside 50. At the back is Townsend, did well, gets away from Weller. Hand pass in the inboard to Castagna, gets the hand pass over the top to Rioli, and Rioli dribbles it high from the top of the goal square for the Tigers' third major of the afternoon. Richmond 3 straight 18, Fremantle 2-3 15. Nearly 23 gone opening term. Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere.
Looking far more dangerous every time they go inside 50 to the Tigers. They've only been in there 6 times. They've now got 3 goals. The Dockers have gone in 12 times and they have 2 goals to show for it. Just forward pressure, that's what they've built their season on. Rioli got the goal in the end, but just the ability to get it in there quick and then get the smaller players to apply pressure to the Fremantle Dockers and keep it in there. Very good play.
Paul Hazelby providing our Red Energy expert comments today. 100% Australian gas and electricity retailer. About to get underway again, so Richmond take the lead for the first time in the game. One down by Darcy. It's going to be a nice little ruckman taken by Fife, the skipper. Started the game in outstanding fashion. Pitching ball inside 50. Ranches on Taberner. Taberner gabs it out of the air. Taking the ground, didn't have a free kick. Diving in it, there was Crows out. This is all happening 51 metres out on the boundary line, Fremantle's end of the ground.
9 disposals so far for Simmons Holmes, Nat 5. And Brandon Ellis has got 9, but as Gossage mentioned, a lot of them were in one play where they were chipping the ball sideways.
Darcy wins it down away from Nankervis. Umpire Fisher gets very much involved in the action, too close to the contest. Darcy backfeeds a hand pass to Johnson. Boundary line will be their best friend. It's out before Subin can get the quick kick away. Head around the grounds for Aviator X Pro from Bayer. The new canola foliar fungicide from Bayer. St Kilda still by 23. 7 gone third quarter. It's 9-14 to 7-3. 68 plays 45. St Kilda over North Melbourne.
Lee Fisher is just looking for the hand pass. The former St Kilda footballer.
I had him in my dream team once.
Yes.
He never got a game that year, and I refused to take it. He was cheap. He never got a game, and that's why I left and became an umpire.
Darcy wins it down to Fife. Fife a high ball inside 50. Taberner flew, couldn't take the mark at ground level. Rance pushes off Bennell, gets the hand pass backwards, and then a kick along the line just pitches favourably for the Tigers. We'll have a ball in front of the Richmond interchange on the broadcast side.
Nat 5, Simmons Homestead, 10 disposals. He has been dominant, 3 marks and a goal. And 5 times he's got the ball inside 50 metres. Wow.
Boundary umpire spins it back in. Nankervis in front position. Won it down. Spills out the back to Mundy. Mundy paddles it in the direction of a teammate in Crozier. Fife, possession 11. Stephen Hill back to his brother. Good smother off the boot and over the boundary line. And they'll go at it again, Darcy and Nankervis.
Been good, Darcy. They're winning the clearances, the Fremantle Dockers, 7-4 at the moment. And as we mentioned, inside 50s, 15-6, so getting bang for buck. But on the scoreboard, it's the Tigers with 3 goals.
25.5 gone, Richmond by 3 points.
Damien Harwitt looks on, over the top Nankervis, Fife, little punch through traffic, did really well. And good below his knees is Darcy. That's a quick kick, and up they go. The mark is taken by Cox. Too big, too strong for Boston. And Cox will go back, unsure what to do, but they look pointing towards the goals, Brennan Cox, and he'll line up for a goal here before quarter time to put Fremantle back in front.
A glimpse of their future. 2 of their players picked up in last year's draft. Firstly, Sean Darcy, been very good below his knees. What a player he's going to be, and been excited by this kid as well. Brennan Cox taking the 3 marks today. Let's hope he can go back and put it on the scoreboard.
2 goals in 8 games, but he won't be adding to it. It's not the best of efforts.
Not the best goal kicker, is he, Tim?
No, he's not. That was a terrible effort. 2-4-16 to 3 straight 18. Richmond by 2 points. We've gone 26 minutes. Flight Centre scoreboard, best in the air and everywhere.
Who's the starting ruckman in round 1 next year, Tim Gossage? If Sandlands is fit.
Wouldn't be brave to not pick Sandlands, would they?
Ellis from full back, kicks long. Martin might have given his opponent a little shove in the back. The umpire didn't think so. Kicks into the middle of the ground. Tigers have got the numbers here. Grigg to Cotchin. Short ball from Cotchin. Doesn't exactly hit a target. Townsend ran over the top of it. Weller in defence for the Dockers. To Crozier. Back to Weller. Here's Fife. Fife's hand pass over the top. Put his teammate in all sorts of trouble. Cotchin had it for a moment. They win it back to Dockers. Cox was right, in fact. They kick it forward. Big Darcy charging at it. But going back first is Grimes. Hand passes defensively for the Tigers. Ends up with McIntosh. McIntosh off the outside of the boot and over the boundary line. And we'll have another throw in. Just in front of the Richmond interchange. Had a bit too much on it for Jack Graham on Deboo, who was chasing after it. Richmond by 2 points, who played 27.5 minutes in the opening term.
He's sucking it in, old Jack Graham. He's welcome to the AFL. Nat Fyfe, 13 disposals, 7 kicks, 6 handballs, 3 marks, 4 handball receipts, 5 inside 50s and a goal. He's having one heck of a game. Kick by Bradley Hill, closing in on quarter time. Being held, no free kick. Loose ball, Tapiner, hand pass. Here's Bennell again with the right, over the left. Needs to climb down, he gets it. Bennell's had 2 kicks, a kick through goal. Fremantle back in front. 3-4-22, Harley Bennell. First game in 2 years. What have they been missing?
A fair bit.
3-4-22 to 3 straight 18. Here's our man, our red energy expert, Paul Hazelby.
On exposed form, they've been missing a lot, Tim Gossage. He was a superstar player, wasn't he, at the Gold Coast? Had some issues there, but he's come back, and he's one of those players that doesn't need it too many times to have an impact. Throw him into the forward line next year, fully fit, alongside Michael Walters. It all of a sudden changes your thoughts about potentially where the Fremantle Dockers are headed.
Well, Nat Fyfe certainly running hot for Ream in this first term. Australia's number 1 in hot water. Number of possessions, goal assists, inside 50s, doing the whole lot. Free kick from the stoppage. It's going the way of Dustin Martin. Short ball on the bounce to Nankervis. Gives it off to Grigg by hand. Grigg goes to Rewald. Probably got little hands in the back from Hamling. Umpire said play on. Emerging with it is Sue, but hand pass to Ryan. Coughed it up for the moment, and then they get it back. Here's Weller. Hamling's hand pass is poor. Ellis ran over the top of it. Picked up by Sutcliffe. A high up and under ball. Big fly from Boston, and the siren sounds to end a very entertaining first quarter of footy in the West. It's the Dockers 3-4-22. The Tigers 3 straight 18. The goal scorers for Fremantle, 2 to Harley Bennell in his first game in the Dockers colours, 1 to the skipper Nat Fyfe, and for Richmond 2 to Townsend and 1 to Rioli. Sunday afternoon footy in the West. It's the Dockers by 4 points at quarter time. AFL Nation, all thanks to Macca's.
2015, almost 2 years since Harley Bennell kicked the goal in AFL football. It's a long time coming. The crowd goes silent. We're behind the kick. And they come from everywhere. Every one of his teammates get to Harley Bennell. They get on their feet, and he's back in the AFL system with a goal.
First quarter highlights for the TAC towards zero. With safer speeds, roads, vehicles and people, 0 deaths and serious injuries on our roads is possible.
Fremantle by 4 points at quarter time, 3-4-22 to 3 straight 18. Some good signs from the Dockers in that last quarter. Harm from gambling starts earlier than you think, so it's important to learn the signs. Visit betcheck.vic.gov.au.
St Kilda by 33 points, 17 minutes gone in the third quarter against North Melbourne, and Nick Revolt's kicked 2 goals.
Paul Hazelby is our red energy expert. Here's his thoughts on the first quarter.
Tackle pressure from the Fremantle Dockers was outstanding. You would have expected them to bounce back from last week's very disappointing performance, and they did, and they probably should be further in front. I think the Tigers have done well every time they've gone inside 50. Only 6 inside 50s to the Tigers, 18 for the Fremantle Dockers, and the Dockers have the 3 goals, 4 to 3 goals at this stage. Just looking at some of the other Simmons home stats, disposals 98 to 95 in favour of the Dockers, contested possessions 41 to 35, contested marks 5 to 1, which is not normally a great stat for the Dockers. Clearances in the Dockers' favour 10-7, tackles inside 55-0, and as I said, inside 50s 18 to 6.
All right, let's go for the Chicken Clubhouse is back now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. This is AFL Nation, back in the middle, hacked forward by Stephen Hill. Quick kick to Luca. He's had one of those days where the ball won't sit for him, and he's gone without it a couple of times. On this press here, no Pryor, and we'll have a ball up at the true centre-half position, centre-half forward position for Fremantle.
Harley Bennell only played the 10 minutes in that quarter. He was outstanding, got 2 goals.
2 kicks, 2 goals for the return man of Harley Bennell, wearing 13 for the purple. Subin went without it. Stephen Hill, stolen away by Grigg. Quick kick off the mark. Taken by Edwards, who wants to step inside. He forced a kick with the left. That's a great kick. That is a great kick. Hamlin got back on Revolt. Very good. Knock away. He was out of position. The hand pass from Johnson's terrible. Rioli on the boundary line. Sells some candy. Well done by Weller. That ball comes back now towards Rioli. He gathers and spins on the boundary line. Goes to fend off. A little bit of brilliance. A bouncing ball. Loose ball. Under enormous pressure here. There's Butler. He tried to get it over the top. Ball is on the boundary line. Butler again. Back feet to Rioli. This is chaos football 20 metres out from Richmond's goal. The umpire balls it up. Good football all round. Hamlin getting back with the flight. Richmond deep in their attacking zone on the toss-up.
Dockers by 4 points. Minute and a half gone in this quarter. Darcy wins it down. Straight to Hamling. Hamling a high up and under ball. Big pack of plays. Nankervis, Ballantyne went up, but they'll send it back inside 50 with the Tigers. No mark at ground level. It's Prestia. Feeds it away. Off to Lambert. Lambert from one step sends it straight through the middle. And the black and yellows are up behind the goals at the city end. They're back in front, the Tigers. 4 straight 24 to 3-4 22. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
Joel Hamling's been superb on Jack Riewoldt. He's only had the one touch and he spent most of the time in the first quarter slipping over, but he's not normally accustomed to kicking away from stoppages. He received the tap out from Sean Darcy, but unfortunately didn't get it wide to the boundary, kicked it straight into the middle of the ground, and Ellis was waiting, who set up the shot for goal for Lambert. Good result there for the Tigers. Repeat entries.
Secured by 39 points now, 21 gone around the grounds through ABR to X-Pro from Bayer. Bad bounce by umpire Dalgleish, will ball it up again.
Just looking at some of the stat winners, Fife with 13, Darcy with 7, Johnson for 6 for the Dockers, and for the Tigers, Ellis has 13, Grigg with 8, and Bloston and Hewley and Martin all with 7.
Simmons Home Stats, proudly building homes since 1949. Visit simmons.com.au. Taken out of the middle here by Lambert, the last goal kicker. Lace out, and Townsend's kicked 2. He's taken the mark. He wants to get it on quick. He went to play on, but he doesn't run off his line because they can yell and holler and hoot all they like, but that is not play on. And he can go back and have a shot on goal from a touch outside 50.
He's looked dangerous. Just followed up Jack Riewoldt on his leading pattern, and he got into a bit of a tussle with Joel Hamling. And in the end, like Taberner in the first quarter, took the easy chest mark. Already got 2 goals on the board. Looks confident.
Came in kicking 4 goals in 32 games. He's now lining up for his 3rd. From 50 metres. Great kick. No problems. Richmond go back to back. 5 straight 30. Townsend. Jacob Townsend. Pinch me. 5 straight 30 to 3-4 22. 3.5 gone. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard. You're kidding me, Paul. Tell me something about the bloody bloke. He's GWS.
He was at the GWS Giants. He's age 24. He came back to Richmond, had some injury concerns, but he has been a very good foil for Jack Riewoldt. He's not a small player. He's that in-between size. And 3 goals in the first half is a great return.
AFL Nation, all thanks to the Chicken Clubhouse. Now in the Macca's Gourmet Creations range. By Hoskins got the ball in the middle. Darcy climbs over the top of Nankervis, but only as far as Cochin the ball travels. Big kick. Ryan went up high, fell awkwardly as he come down to the floor. Grigg, did he throw it over his left shoulder? Umpire said no. Dockers kick it up to their attacking end of the ground. Richmond intercept though. Broad to Ellis. Ellis across goals. Boston did well up against his opposing number 1 in Ballantyne. Boston gets around Ballantyne. No, shoved him in the face, Boston.
Yep, no doubt.
Shoved him in the face as he tried to give him the don't argue. And Ballantyne, the 150 gamer, will get a free kick. He'll throw it inside 50. The target is 5-4. 2 grabs, couldn't complete it. Ball up, 30 out from goal. Subiaco in.
Anyone else that would have been in the stomach, that hit Ballantyne smack in the mush. Kevin Warehouse replay.
He was falling over.
He's going to come from the ground. Sim Aiden. Ballantyne
hit his head on the way down. That was the one that hurt him more than the actual push to the face.
Taberner won it down to 5. Off to Brad Hill. Brad Hill on the right. Just sneaks it inside the right behind post. Richmond 5 straight 30. The Dockers 3-4-22. 5.5 gone. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
Ellis getting his 15th disposal, his 15, and that of 5-14 have been a little bit different. There's the quick kick. Cox stands underneath. Townsend over the top. The ball goes over the hands and out of play. Will have a throw in. Richmond, back-to-back goals. If you just switched on AFL Nation around the country, Jacob Townsend, in his first game for the year, has kicked 3 goals for the Tigers. Harley Bennell, in his first game in 2 years, has kicked 2 for Fremantle. Darcy, he's done a good job on Nankervis, one of the quality ruckmen of the competition. Presti leaves it behind, taken by Bradley Hill. His disposal is what lets him down more often than not. Grimes in game 100, took on the tackler, under pressure. Well done by DeLuca. And now we'll have a secondary ball up now, 45 out from the Dockers end of the ground.
Spot on with the Brad Hill skills. It's been a bit of a pattern across the season for him. He's their outside runner. You want somebody in that position to be able to use it well, and he hasn't delivered in that area this year.
Free kick off the ball, Richmond free. Richmond free for a hold off the ball going to Cochin.
And Cochin in the defensive 50, stabs it short to Vlosten. It's the Tigers by 7 points. Nearly 7 minutes gone, Ray White clock. They have the know-how in the second term. Short ball to Grigg. He's going to give it off to Grimes, who decided not to in the end, had a second thought. Dylan Grimes is called to play on now. Grimes on the left, kicks it to a 2-on-2. No mark taken. Rewalt was at the ground level, couldn't take the mark. Fife, front and centre, gets the hand pass off to Weller. Weller kicks it up towards half forward. DeLuca, hand passed away. Richmond now intercept. They've got the football in the defensive 50. They've coughed it up. Mundy had it for a moment. Going back and picking it up, the Tigers. Here's Grigg. Just slaps it forward. And it lands in the bread basket of Prestia. Hand pass away. Off to Edwards. Now to Nankervis. Oh, brought down from behind by Subin. Umpire said he got a toe to it. Play on. Edwards coughs it up. Nyhouse intercepts. Oh, Martin just pushed Subin off it. And now it comes back to Edwards. To the top of the goal square. He finds Bashahuli, who takes the mark. Left full forward pocket. Can have a shot from 20 metres out straight in front.
Martin just pushed Subin away like a rag doll.
He did. Got him in the side. Too strong. And they're just starting to win some of the crucial battles, the Richmond Tigers, and their ball movement has improved in this quarter. The defensive mechanisms of the Dockers very good in that first quarter, but now they've been opened up on a few occasions and they're getting some good looks inside 50.
Now, you wouldn't want to put your house on this. If you watched him kick for goal against the Cats last week down at Geelong, you wouldn't want to put your house on it with Bashahuli having a shot at goal here from 15 metres out in the left full forward pocket at the City end. He's pretty good this time though. He's kicked it for the Tigers. Hooley gets his first. Richmond have been dead-eye dick so far. They're 6 straight 36. The Dockers 3-5-23. We've played nearly 9 minutes. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
It's infectious, isn't it? When you miss goals, the team starts to think about it. But when you are on fire, there's no pressure. And he went back and kicked a good goal there, Bashar Hooley. Good to see him back in the lineup after being out for 4 weeks of that suspension early in the year. I think he's going to be a critical player for them in their run towards the finals and beyond.
The breakdown in communication here. Sutcliffe is meant to be going with Cochin. Cochin's in the middle. Sutcliffe's trying to get in, and now he's like a lost sheep. He doesn't know where to go.
Doing a good job, Tim. Kept him to 5 possessions so far.
There's a breakdown in the midfield communication amongst Fremantle, and they won't want to get it out of the middle here, the Tigers, because that'll certainly make Rossline very, very angry. There's a strong tackle. Tackles by the first gamer in Graham, and we have a secondary ball up. A tackle on Lockie Weller. It's about 5 metres closer to Richmond's end of the ground. They lead by 13 points. We've gone 9.5 second quarter. Hacked forward by Nankervis, just starting to get the better of his younger opponent in Darcy. Loose ball inside 50. Weller gets it back now from Brad Hill. Quick kick off the side of the boot. Running back with it is Markov. He marks 55 out. The ploy is get it in quick and get it in straight away. Nankervis is going to be the flyer. Doesn't mark. Comes to the back of the pack. Lambert's already kicked a goal in this quarter. Well done by Rebolt. He tries to gather the possession. Low laser tackle. Leaves the ball behind. Hand pass back. Quick kick across the goal. A bouncing ball. Fumble on the goal line. Under pressure, Hill. And that's Stephen. And now he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Oh, that was woeful.
Terrible football Free kick to Edwards. He'll bring it back in, and the umpire says no, he wasn't behind the mark. That's a let off for the Tigers. In the end, it's a free kick from an out of bounds on the full, and it's going to be Edwards to have the shot.
Poor play there by Stephen Hill. Just fumbled the first time and then just couldn't find the ball. In the end, ended up hitting his foot. I thought it was outside the line when he hit his foot, but we don't have replays on that.
Kick by Edwards around the corner. What a goal. What a goal. A coach-hired goal of the day contender. His first pass misfired. He got a second crack at it. And they're 7 straight, the Tigers. If you don't mind, Shane Edwards gets his first, and the margin is 19 points. 7 straight, 42. Fremantle 3-5-23, 11 gone. Red Energy expert is Paul Hazelby.
Another one of those forwards that can get involved at any moment, and he did then stood up. If we look at Stephen Hill here, close to the boundary line when it went out of bounds on the full. That's a great kick. Didn't even run inside the field of play to snap that around his body. He's one that I think could have a big September.
St Kilda by 42 points. Almost three-quarter time around the grounds. Aviator X-Pro from Bayer against North Melbourne. Saints by 42.
Umpire Hosking bounces the ball straight back in the middle. Darcy, number 4, wins it down to Martin, number 4. And then he quickly kicks the ball forward. Rewalt, clever paddle into the path of a teammate. Castagno couldn't quite get into the advantage of another teammate there in Edwards. Trying to barge his way through was Mundy. Nothing doing. Townsend in there for the Tigers. Now Grigg gets a hand pass off to Martin. He was stripped of it straight away. Under a little bit of pressure here now at Richmond. Fremantle had it, coughed it up. Comes back to Cotchin. Cotchin kicks it inside 50. Now Rewalt there with Hambling. Or did Hambling hold him? Umpire said no, play on. Gets it out to Logue in the right fullback pocket. Logue trying to paddle it in his own direction. And eventually the umpire's going to have to come in and ball this one up, I would have thought, with McIntosh holding over it. No, play on, no whistle in the end. The ball stopped for a while. It's a high ball back into the corridor. Here's Brad Hill, ripped off it by Martin. Was he being held on to? Umpire said no, and then being pushed over the boundary line was Crozier. Will have a ball in where the boundary line meets the 50-metre arc. Left half forward at the city end. Richmond 42, Fremantle 23, nearly 13 gone on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how.
Get to Paul Hazelby in a moment with a question about Fremantle's, looks like they're completely been dismembered at the moment. Townsend almost claimed the mark, 25 out. Hacked forward by Ryan out of the congestion, but it's going to go straight back in because they're now taken by Broad. He looks up and spots up a man on the 50, and that is McIntosh. They just look like they've been separated here, Fremantle. Look like they've lost all their structure. They look like they've got no line-up at all down back. They look like they're at 6s and 7s.
They have. If you can't maintain that intensity, it then relies on talent and your structure and mechanisms. And right now, it's all in favour of the Richmond Tigers. Their forward pressure is back in vogue. Everybody's working hard and they've set up really well behind the ball, trying to get these repeat entries.
McIntosh having a shot for goal. Only kicked the 1 goal this year from right on 50. You know your day's on. It's a goal. You know your day's on when you're 8 goals straight. The bloke's kicked 3 in a game in Townsend, and McIntosh, who doesn't kick many goals, kicks his second for the year from 50 metres. 8 straight, 48 to 3-5-23. 25 points lead to Richmond. Scoreboard is Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard. And in this term, 9 inside 50s for 5 goals. Fremantle inside 3 times for 1 point. Here's Paul Hazelby.
That was the concern in the first quarter, wasn't it? They only went inside 56 times but got 3 goals. Every time they go in, they look dangerous. And now they're starting to get those repeat entries that I spoke about through the work of some of their smaller forwards. Their clearance work has been very good in this quarter as well.
And one stat for Simmons Holmes I'll get to in a moment is the marking differential this quarter.
Go for it, Goss.
11 marks, Richmond. Not a single mark in this quarter for Fremantle. And we've gone 15 minutes, Paul.
They've got the centre clearance here to the Dockers. Sutcliffe on the bounce to Mundy. Tackled by McIntosh. But he got the hand pass out just in time, though, to Hughes. Hughes kicks it inside 50. Looking for Bennell. Didn't take the mark. Now, the Tigers' defence worried off it. Bennell went back in with the second effort. Got it to Taverner. Tried to hook it back over his shoulder. Big fly from Crozier. No mark. At the back, McIntosh. Oh, DeLuca did well. Hand pass straight for the line. That's going to be deliberate. It is. Free kick, Fremantle. left half forward, Subiaco end. DeLuca will take the ball and you'll have a shot from 40 metres on a real tough angle.
Good pressure there. Good stat by you too, Tim Gossage. They took 5 contested marks in the first quarter. And as you said, no marks in this quarter, but good pressure there by Nyhouse. We've seen him be a goal kicker.
DeLuca on the left, it's tight, and it doesn't even score. So still a 25-point lead to the Tigers, 8 straight 48 to 3-5-23. Kubota scoreboard there. Kubota's history-making spring catalogue is out now. Great deals and competitive finance on Kubota favourites.
Richmond will go short. Just look like they're bigger and stronger right now, aren't they, Richmond? In every contest, looks like they're just ragdolling a couple of these Fremantle players, the younger Fremantle players. There's the Hooley kick outside the congestion. Nankervis up, didn't mark the ball, but they're out again. Townsend, Martin, Townsend, hand pass again inboard. They work it through Broad, who has a runner inside in Ellis. He's got vision out wide to Grigg. It just has to sit for him. He slips. He's got time. He looks up. He can go quickly down the line with the kick on the left. He does. 55 out mark. Oh, it's been dropped by Butler, but he's just got time. He plays shoes on a break, kicks around the corner. Ball bounces back to Mundy. Hand pass here, comes to Weller. Can they knock up a mark here? No, still can't get a mark. We've gone 17 minutes in the second quarter and Fremantle has not taken a mark in this term. Richmond have taken 12. 8 straight 48 to 3-5-23 to Fremantle.
They like beast of the honey pot at the moment, Hayes, the Dockers. Richmond have so many players on the outside when the ball comes out. Nankervis wins the ruck contest. Mundy, hand passes away. Couldn't quite get it right. Prestia had it for a moment. He's buried into the ground and will have a ball up.
Yeah, when it leaves the source, they've been very good, haven't they, on the spread? And they're breaking the game open through the middle, and I think the Dockers are very good defending as a defensive unit, but when they're one-on-one, they can be pulled apart, and that's what's happening at the moment.
Quick throw up. Nankervis got it down. He's Subin. Quick kick out of the immediate area. Taberner and Rance went at it. Good fist from Rance. Ballantyne front and centre. Hand pass away to Tucker. He coughed it up. Here's Dusty Martin. Oh, he gets out of the way of Taberner. Oh, he threw it out. Gave it to Nankervis. Kicks inside 50. No mark Townsend. Good effort from Johnson. Ball spills out the back. Quick kick from Hughes to absolutely nothing. Alex Francis standing there all by himself. And who takes an uncontested mark is Alex Rance. He kicks on the right towards Nankervis. At the back, Cox, will the ball stay in? It does, and then Cox takes it over the line. We'll have a ball in. 25-point lead to the Tigers. We've played 18 minutes in this quarter. Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
25 points. 5 goals in this quarter for Richmond. Throw in, Nankervis, Mundy, quick kick, it's knocked down, Tucker, Cochin, Ellis, slipped, possession 18, Prestia, back to Cochin, quick kick inside 50, Logue shooting his eyes from the sun, pushed off it by Butler, taken high, Butler free kick. He'll go back, Butler, from about 45 on a 45-degree angle. He'll be lining up for the 9th straight goal for Richmond.
Starting to look pretty dangerous too, isn't he? Young Butler, not much of him. Been very good across the season. Kicked a number of goals for the Tigers this year. 21. Only Castagna, Martin and Rewalt have more for the Tigers in 2017. Just taking his time. Drops the footy on the ground.
3/4 time around the ground. St Kilda 14-17, 101. North Melbourne at 8-5-53. Saints by 8 goals. We're behind the Dan Butler kick. You don't want to be the first when you're on a roll like this. 8 straight. And guess who's the first? His name is Dan Butler. Little hook to the left. 8-1-49 to 3-5-23. 26 points the gap. We're ticking up the time on the Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard. And the big clock, the Ray White clock, they have the know-how, says 19 minutes and 40 seconds a Ray second turn. That's the first mark in the quarter by Fremantle after 19 and a half minutes. And a little short one to Michael Johnson.
Must be raining, Tim, is it?
Not raining here.
Not raining, just can't get the footy. The Fremantle Dockers can't get him on the spread. Beautiful conditions, only 1 mark, as he said, up to the 20-minute mark.
The boundary umpire Josh Garrett spins the ball back into play. It's one down by Nankervis to Grigg. Grigg throws it on the right, inside 50. Rewalt flew high. At the back, It's fallen into his lap. It's Castagna down there who's got it, and he'll have a shot at goal 40 to 45 metres out just left of centre.
Seen that happen a couple of times today where the pack's gone up and there's been a player waiting at the back. This time Castagna. Again, he's kicked the 23 goals for the year, but winning the clearances, and what they have been able to do is curtail the influence of Nat Fyfe. 13 possessions in the first quarter, only 3 this one.
Jason Castagna on his way in from 45. It'll swing from right to left. Is it going to bend? No. Hits the right hand upright. 8-2-50 Richmond. 3-5-23 the Dockers. 21 minutes gone on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how. And the Dockers quickly back into play.
Simmons' home stats are just dominant, aren't they? 13 inside 50s to 4 this quarter. 23 handball receives to 11. Marks are 14 to 2. Possessions are 74-38. They can't get their hands on the ball. That's a better mark taken by Cox, Brendan Cox, who marks at half back. Just gets it over the top to Mundy, who started okay but been quiet since. Subin marks and then plays down the line with the left. There's the kick on Grimes. Jug, that's over the line. The second mark is dead over the line. The boundary umpire just refused to blow it. I mean, he
was right there in a good position.
Absolutely it was. And his second and third attempt was over the line. That's a bad miss. But in the meantime, Richmond are up and about. And Martin has got time to slip over, get up, retain possession. Prestia gets it from Hooley. Too easy, Richmond. Far too easy. They're playing a game with them at the moment. Prestia punched away by Stephen Hill. Mundy's got to be strong over the ball and is. He only knows one way. There's Fyfe now. He gets a hand pass to Tucker. That's a terrible kick, but it's a free kick. And it's against Butler for treatment on Fyfe, who was providing a shepherd. In the meantime, it's down the ground. And it's now taken here by DeLuca's. Had one of those days, a wide kick, and Taverner, who's just too frightened to take the mark in front of his face. He takes a chest mark again. It's about half a dozen marks so far.
Benelon
checking back into the game. It's a 50 to 23 lead. 27 points Richmond's way. Player slips, hold, free kick, and it's going to go to Rance.
Yep, got a high one, and that'll be 50 as well for not returning the ball back on the full. So a bit undisciplined there from the Dockers. And Alex Rance will be marched from defensive 50 in towards the middle of the ground.
Gave away the free kick, Brennan Cox, and then just didn't get the ball back into his hands for Rance, who's had 7 possessions so far.
Yeah, hand pass straight away to Martin, and then to Grimes. Gets it away to Grigg. Grigg on the left foot for the Tigers, up towards half forward, and no one there for the Tigers, and Griffin Logue will take the mark for Fremantle. Now the crowd went up for 50 there because Prestia ran through the mark, but he had a Dockers opponent about 3 metres in front of him, so that's okay. They go to the outer side. Here's Hughes, gets it to Johnson. Johnson concedes some ground. Stephen Hill takes the mark. He'll go back to Michael Johnson, just forward of centre wing on the scoreboard side.
Griggs had 11 disposals in this quarter. 8 to Dustin Martin and 7 to Cochin. The big midfield 3 are getting hold of the footy now.
Yep, running hot for Ream, the Richmond midfield. Australia's number 1 in hot order. Short ball to Brad Hill. And the Dockers have had 5 or 6 possessions here and they haven't gone too far. Short ball. Mitchell Sutcliffe under pressure, picked it up off his bootlaces. And they get it back to Griffin Logue where it all started. Logue to Brad Hill. Hill now will kick into the trap of 3 Richmond players.
One of them is
Basher Hooley. Hooley on the left to a one-on-one contest down there. It's Lambert, Nyhouse. Oh, good shepherd off the ball from Rewalt. Allowed to come in, Lambert, and smash it into the second tier. He's got his second for the quarter. Richmond have their 9th. 9-2-56 the Tigers. 3-5-23 Richmond. 14 and a half gone. Good shepherd from Jack Rewalt to knock Nyhouse out and allow him to kick the goal.
It was, but it's been becoming a bit of an issue for the Fremantle Dockers. Bradley Hill kicking out of defence. Again, another turnover. Had the 11 kicks so far. He's gone at 38%. And that's been the story of the back half of his season. He's been very ordinary. And the problem they have is they're instructed to give him the ball. So he got the ball there in a position that he probably shouldn't have called for it. But his teammate gave it to him and clearly turned it over. And he paid the ultimate price.
Yep, he is certainly one of the worst kicks in the AFL. And I say that without fear nor favour. He might get a lot of it, but he slaughters the ball like no other. 42 points St Kilda over North Melbourne. That game's underway in the last quarter around the grounds. The ball now is ended up with Richmond. They'll go back inside their defensive 50 to Rance. He has time to fumble and then just stroll away or kick towards the wing. Sides wins out. McIntosh takes it over the top of Subin. And they run off him, so he's allowed to gain 3 or 4 metres and then kicks it down the line. That's better from Johnson, a one-on-one to Townsend. He's kicked 3 goals. 56 plays 23, 33 points. If you're a Richmond fan, you'd be sitting pretty at the moment. Fremantle are in absolute disarray. Rance, they're playing with them. It is like men versus boys right now. McIntosh, player down. Hamling apologises to Vlosten as he puts him on the deck. No, in fact, it's Darcy. Apologised basically when he did it. And how does the umpire see it? I think it's going to be 50 metres.
The gentle giant, Sean Darcy, cleaned him up, but straight away he just went down to him. Let's have a look at it. Oh, he's going to get some weeks for that too.
It's a high, and he realised as he was still falling to the ground.
I said before who's going to play round 1, Tim. It won't be Sean Darcy after seeing that. I think there's 2 weeks in that.
There's the kick now by McIntosh. Quick kick inside 50. I thought it should have been 50. Nudging ball. Oh, Lambert's kicked 3 in this quarter. Has he? Has he? Yes, he has! Coates higher goal of the day contender. Lambert's kicked his 3rd. We've got a blowout. We've got a massive blowout right here. 10-2, 62. Richmond, Fremantle. Terrible. 3-5-23. The margin 39 points, 27 gone. Here's our red energy expert, former Fremantle man, Paul Hazelby.
We saw a blowout last week, didn't we, against the Sydney Swans, but today they came with really good effort in that first quarter, dominated play, didn't get on the scoreboard, but this second quarter, it's been deplorable. All of their midfielders have been beaten, but their defenders have been found wanting on a number of occasions when they have to defend one-on-one. And Kane Lambert, another example of a player who ran around for the VFL side for a long time, was given the opportunity. His back end of the season has been outstanding.
This is AFL Nation for the Chicken Clubhouse, which is now back at Macca's in the Gourmet Creations range. From the middle, free kick advantage going the way of Richmond. Here's Ellis. Goes to the outer side. Johnson was in front of Townsend. Ball smacked over the line and we'll have a throw in. Smack bang centre wing. Just near the Toyota Good for Footy logo on the outer side. It is a real blowout.
Need more out of their midfielders, the Dockers. David Mundy, Stephen Hill. Cam Sutcliffe is going through there. I'm not sure about that move.
Darcy in front, won it down. Mundy to Sutcliffe. Stripped off him by Edwards. Edwards gets it to Grigg. On the inside to Lambert, who's been hot in this quarter. He's kicked 3 goals. Got the hand pass away to Alice on the bounce now. Here are the Tigers through Grigg. Grigg swings it to the broadcast side to Basher Hawley. He can go short to Markov. He'll take the mark in front of Brad Hill. Just forward of the centre wing. In front of the AFL Nation commentary box. Short from Markov, going towards Nankervis. I should have left it for Rioli. It allowed the Dockers into it. DeLuca, hand passes away to Crozier. 2-on-1 here, and going back with it. Very good mark, taken by Asprey.
He's a good player, Asprey.
Gives it to Broad. Broad hand passes away to the number 1 man in defence for Richmond and Alex Rance. He'll swing it back towards Asprey, who takes the mark. Short to Markov. Control the football here to the Tigers. Short from Markov. Got a player by himself who takes the mark. 100 games today for Dylan Grimes. Grimes short again to Vlosten. It copped a high one in the face from Sean Darcy a little earlier in the quarter. Which we'll see Darcy spend some time on the sidelines, you would have thought. Vlosten goes in towards half forward. They went up. Rewalt at the floor. Prestia. Now here's Rioli. Oh, clever hand pass over the top. He gets it off to Butler, and Butler kicks a goal from 25 out. And the Tigers, they're running rampant at Subi. 11-2, 68 Richmond. They lead by 45 points. 3-5-23. We've got just over a minute left in the quarter on the Ray White clock. And Dan Butler's kicked his first of the quarter, first of the game, 22nd of the year, and that's on the Kubota 40-year anniversary spring catalogue scoreboard.
Great skills there by Rioli. Another smaller player gets on the scoreboard. Just the class and the ability to find his teammate in congestion. Seen that from his cousin for a number of years now, but just smart, wasn't it, Jack?
Car park's going to be good at the end, Hayes.
The fireworks are coming, aren't they, at half time for the Fremantle Dockers?
8 goals, 2 in this quarter to 1 point. The game is gone for Fremantle. This won't be one of the memories I want to take away from Domain Stadium, let me tell you. All bad so far. John O'Griffin will get a farewell game now next week. And pass Brad Hill down the line.
Room for Zach Dawson.
Been taken by Mundy. Played okay, you say, didn't he, for Peel? There's the kick by Mundy. Big fly. Fife's gone out of the game. Drops that mark. He's starting to blaze of glory. Ellis, possession 23. Now pass back to Broad. Gets around. They can't keep it in. Ball trickles over the line and out of play. 31 minutes. It hasn't been that many stoppages. It's just been a lot of goals. 68 plays 23. We're in the closing seconds of this first half of action. Let's head around the grounds of Aviator X-Pro from Bayer and St Kilda. Lead by 43 points, 11 gone last quarter, 108 to 65. Inside 50, and Grimes takes the mark for Richmond. The siren will sound, there'll be no further score, but it's been an 8-goal second quarter. Richmond are putting on a clinic. Fremantle are having a bad day in simple terms, and Richmond are looking for that top 4 spot, and they're doing it in a hand canter, 11-2-68 to 3-5-23.
Yeah, 45 points. The goal scorers for Richmond, Lambert has 3, all in that second term. Jacob Townsend has 3 in the first half as well. Butler, McIntosh, Rioli, Hooley, Edwards all have goals for the Tigers. And for Fremantle, 2 to Harley Bennell in that first quarter, and Nat Fyfe as well, 1 in the first term. The Dockers goalless in the second stanza here at Domain Stadium. 45-point lead to Richmond at half-time. Back with more right after the break. This is AFL Nation, all thanks to the Chicken Clubhouse in the Gourmet Creations range at Macca's. Richmond lead by 45 points at Domain Stadium at half-time, 11-2-68 to 3 goals, 5-23. Jack Crawshaw, Tim Gossage, and also former Fremantle great Paul Hazelby in commentary this afternoon. And this is the Choices Flooring halftime show for the floor you've been searching for. Visit choicesflooring.com.au.
You're going to give us the around the ground score too. St Kilda game against North Melbourne. Aviator X-Pro from Bay. I've just seen a couple of replays. Jake Carlisle reported twice in a dust-up at quarter time.
Yeah, 49-point lead to the Saints at the 28-minute mark of the last quarter. St Kilda 18-19, 127. North Melbourne 12-6, 78.
Now, I know you were looking then, Paul Hazelby, so I'm not going to ask you this question. If I was to ask you, thanks to the team at Spitwater, because that's what it does, Spitwater high-pressure cleaners, tools, not toys, Aussie engineered and Aussie made for 30 years, spitwater.com.au, as the teams come out and warm up. Jack, I'm going to ask you, Mr. Paul was looking, which Fremantle Docker has played the most amount of minutes in this game today?
Cam McCarthy.
Matt Taberner. Yep, 60 minutes and 41. And at the other end of the scale, Harley Bennell in his first game back in 2 years, 34 minutes. And across the other way, we go to Richmond. Asprey and Rance have played every minute of the game, like Matt Taberner. And young Graham in his first game, 37 minutes and 45 seconds. That's some useless trivia for you to digest, thanks to the team at Spitwater, because that's what it does.
Here's some other useless trivia for you.
Here's Paul Hazelby.
Richmond was the last team to defeat Fremantle at the Wacker.
Oh, what?
So Fremantle could be the last team to defeat... Richmond could be the last team to defeat Fremantle at Domain.
That will be, not could be.
Well.
And interesting enough, they're the closeout experts. They're the stadium closing experts. Richmond here.
They are. Well, let's get into some Simon Holmes stats. There's some real data that we want to get across.
Data.
No data, mate. Disposals, 220 to 168. Defense. They dominated in that second quarter, did the Tigers. Contested possessions, 82 to 75. Uncontested possessions, 138 they've had to 91, Tim. Marks in favour of Richmond, 50 to 33. And the Dockers taking till the 19-minute mark of that second quarter to take their first mark. Marks inside 50, 4 apiece. Hit-outs, 21 to 17 in favour of the Dockers. He's been pretty good, Sean Darcy. Clearances, 18 all. And inside 50s, tally of 24-22.
Okay, we're going to tell you about this week's Foodworks Local Hero. Foodworks, Australia's truly local and independent supermarket, proudly supporting our local heroes of the community. And this week's winner is Kerry Martin from Coorong in South Australia. Kerry has been a member of the Country Fire Service for 10 years and an active member of the Volunteer Ambulance Service for 24 years. To nominate your own local hero, simply head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/AFL Nation. Foodworks, Australia's truly local and independent supermarket. So well done to Kerry Martin from Coorong there in South Australia. And don't forget Draft Stars as well. It has over 200,000 available in cash prizes each weekend. Don't forget, if you don't have enough time to pick a team, you can use the Draft Stars Quick Draft tool to help you out. 18 plus, gamble responsibly. You can try for free or pay to play for as little as $1. If gambling is a problem for you, call Gamblers Help on 1-800-858-858. Not about a couple of minutes away, not even that, from starting the third quarter here at Domain Stadium. Fans are all taking their seats again. Last Dockers home game here at Domain, and some good signs for Richmond in that last quarter. Harm from gambling starts earlier than you think, so it's important to learn the signs. Visit betcheck.vic.gov.au. Tim Gossage.
Underway, and there's a free kick, and there's a push, and it's going Fremantle's way. It's a free kick, and Hayden Ballantyne gets a free from a non-controlling umpire. Kicks it straight down the middle. Oh, showing courage back was Darcy. Of course, he probably will be on report, or at least getting the attention of the MRP. Asprey, he's got the wobbles there. Does well, though. Gets it up to Grigg by hand. Grigg now kicks it long to the wing. Good contest. Hamling and Revolt come to the back. First back is Weller. Slides in, boundary line. How does the umpire see it? He says that is deliberate and it'll be a Richmond free. No, he says that's okay. I want to throw the ball back in. I think he's a little lucky looking at the Chemist Warehouse replay. Lockie Weller.
Ross Lyon has thrown it around a bit. Hayden Ballantyne starting in the centre bounce, and Michael Johnson started forward and is moving back to that position.
Nankervis and Darcy, one down by the Tiger. Martin frees the arms up. He's just too strong. Gets it to Grigg. Another kick up and under. Kicks towards the wing. Revolt up. Punched down by Hamling. Rioli gathers. He took possession and then sort of shrugged his shoulders and then dived on the footy. Umpire says that's okay. Play on. A little toe poke inside 50 for the Tigers. Hacked forward now to the top of the goal square. Stephen Hill's got a wobbly moment to think about. Kick around the corner. Johnson waiting for the footy. Knocked down by Voston and over the line in front of Cochin. And also in front of Sutcliffe will have a throw in. 25 out Richmond's end of the ground. We've got 90 seconds third quarter. 68, page 23. No score has been added on. AFL Nation, Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
Probably doesn't have a match-up today, Michael Johnson in the back line. So Ross Lyon has said go forward and see if he can do some damage up there.
A ball spun back into play. One down by Darcy. Here's Fife. Hand pass to Hughes. Gets it back to Weller. Weller, quick kick out of the immediate area. Looking for Tucker. Didn't do much with it, so Bloston ripped it off him. Hand pass to Asprey. Picked up on the bounce for the Tigers. He gives one away and then gets one back. Kicks a high ball to a dangerous position, but Luke Ryan's back there for Fremantle. Takes the mark. Ryan short to Fife. Brilliant first quarter. Well held in the second. Good pass, or nearly a good pass to Mundy. Broad did well to spoil Mundy. And then we'll have a ball up in the bullseye. Hey, Jack Rewalt's had I was going to say a dirty day, but it's not really described. It's not a dirty day for Jack. It's just a day that hasn't really worked out for him.
It has been a very dirty day. He's had a couple of handballs, hasn't had any impact on the game. Only the 3 possessions.
Has not kicked the ball today. He's a full forward who has not kicked the ball. Just the 3 hand passes.
Nearly a secondary stoppage there, but Nankervis got the hand pass out only as far as Brad Hill. Coming out to meet it was Cox. Cox hand passes to Fife. And then Fife on the right kicks it inside 50 to the bootlaces at Taberner. Quickly throws it on the bootlaces. Gets it to Brad Hill. Hill to Mundy. Mundy to Johnson. An unlikely goal kicker. And that's probably the reason why. He sprayed it to the left. Minor score. 11-2-68 Richmond. 3-6-24 Fremantle. Just over 3 minutes gone third term. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
2 goals in his 20 games this year. Michael Johnson, 65 for his career. Make a good fist of that. 3-6-11-2. Kick to the wing. Cochin was being held by the arm. Will get a free kick. Umpire will pay advantage. They're out here. Hand pass through the middle. Over the top. They run hard. He's going to get it back. Martin gathers. He goes the fend off once, twice. Then hand passes over the top. Does really well. Kick inside, revolt. Oh, punched away Hamling. Ball comes to the spill now on the boundary line. Again, a player sits close to the line. It was Butler. And he's taken over the line and out of play. We'll have a throw in. 25 out, Richmond's end of the ground.
Hamling again, just the closing speed. He's had a super year for the Fremantle Dockers. He's been missed at the Western Bulldogs. Jack Riewoldt looked like he was going to take that easy, but it's certainly not his day.
Throw in. 44 points Richmond. Tapped down by Nankervis. Ryan to the boundary line. Rioli hand pass, but doesn't keep the ball in. He's pushed up against the fence. And we'll have a throw in. 20 metres around Richmond's end of the ground. And McCarthy running up and down the boundary line. 11-2-68 to 3-6-24. Keep an eye on that one for Spitwater. That's what it does.
Started on the bench in this quarter and looks a little bit proppy.
Deep in the left full forward pocket at the Subiaco end. One down by Nankervis. Free kick, advantage, and goal to the Tigers, courtesy of Edwards. And they've got another one, their 12th to Richmond.
Townsend, is it?
It's that man Townsend again.
He's got it.
Townsend, was it?
Townsend.
Back into the lineup. Well,
he's got four, yes.
He's going to stay there for the final series. What a performance. A good foil to Jack Riewoldt, who we mentioned is having a very quiet day. But he just got the ball from a free kick, took advantage, and in the end, an easy snap. Everybody stopped.
Yeah, Hughes stopped and allowed Townsend to kick the goal. So 12-2-74, 50-point lead to the Dockers, 3-6-24. That is now this quarter, 5 minutes old on the Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
And interesting enough, you talk about McCarthy being short. One kick will do that to you.
It will. He fumbled a lot, didn't he, early?
Terrible.
And he hasn't had a great season, Cam McCarthy.
Back in the middle, and Ballantyne, the second time he's cleared the ball out of the centre circle. Knocked down, taken by Crozier, was punched down by Rance across the face, hit the post, hit the padding. Sums up their day. 5.5, third quarter, 3-7-25 to 12-2-74, 49 points. Richmond bring the ball back into play very quickly. The mark's been taken here by Nathan Broad.
Broad got a little bit of artwork on the left shoulder and the right calf as well. Kicks it long but doesn't find a teammate. Here's Hamling, kicks inside 50. Ballantyne! Hoping for 50. Umpire said no. The push that he got as well was in the marking contest.
You know you're in trouble when the fullback is your classiest. Kick inside 50. Joel Hamling again winning the ball. And he just lowered his eyes, put it on the left foot. Found Hayden Ballantyne, who's got a bit of life in this third quarter. Had the 2 clearances already and now gets a set shot.
Here he comes, Hayden Ballantyne. He's going to kick from right on the paint of 50.
Oh,
got close to the man on the mark. It's gone deep into the left full forward pocket. Bounced off the chest of Taberner and over the boundary line. And we'll have a ball in left full forward pocket, City end.
When would he have kicked a goal from outside 50 in the last 5 years?
He wouldn't. You know
exactly.
your limitations.
Of course you do.
David Mundy knew that he couldn't kick the distance. He was trying to block on the mark. It didn't look great. Should have got back quicker and looked for a spot up inside 50.
Oh, it's a really poor throw and it fell short. Here's Ballantyne again in the pocket, throws it on the boot, going back with the flight. Crozier can't hold on to it. Ball's hit the goalpost. Minus score, so 3-8-26 Fremantle, 12-2-74 the Tigers, 7 gone. Third term Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard.
Bashahouli, Markov, Ellis, back to Bashahouli, who started it from the kick in to the wing. Castagna and going up it as a huge punch to the boundary line, over the line and out. And a throw in, but they're just out of the danger zone. They just say, bang, let's take the game on.
And that wasn't the case in the first quarter. They had a defensive wall set up, the Dockers, but now that stopped. The pressure around the ball has certainly stopped and they've taken full toll.
48 points. We'll give you a final score, St Kilda, North Melbourne shortly. Nankervis takes it out of the ruck contest. Quick kick. Intercepted there by Nyhouse. His intercepted kick was cut off and they're running through the middle here now. The Tigers, that's Markov. Goes wide. Oh, Townsend marks it. 55 out. Kicks to the goal line. You want to be on Dusty, wouldn't you? Doesn't take the mark. Ball spills back. Lambert taken. No try. We'll have a ball up 1 metre around Richmond's end of the ground.
St Kilda victors by 49 points at Etihad Stadium, 18-19, 127 to the Kangaroos, 12-6, 78.
Ball up Richmond's end of the ground. Revolt Darcy. Hill, Stephen, quick kick across the goal face. That's dangerous. It's towards Marcos, being held by Brad Hill, doesn't get a free. They've got numbers here, Richmond, but the boundary line might be the best friend for Brad Hill. It is. He does well. We'll have a throw in on the forward 50. 12-2-74. Richmond, Fremantle 3-8-26. We've gone 8 3/4 minutes to our Good for Footy scoreboard, and the clock is ticking down for Ray White. That's the Ray White clock. They have the know-how.
Ball spun in, 50 around left half forward for Richmond. Cotchin had it and lost it, coughed it up to Mundy. Subin left it behind. McIntosh came in for the Tigers and he fumble fingered it, which allowed Mundy into the contest. And Mundy got it into the middle of the ground to Cox. Cox hand passes to Brad Hill. Now off to Ryan. And Ryan has kicked it straight down the throat of Grigg, who gets it off to Hooley. And then to Townsend. Here's Ellis, wrapped up in a good tackle by Ryan. That's a good Toro Neptune tackle. Drip irrigation that handles pressure better than your footy team. And Ryan, short ball to Bennell. Tigers lead 74-26.
Shows a lot of the footy. Nankervis almost intercepted the 5. Kick the skipper down the middle. Crozier will mark. It was a 2-on-1. Grimes was looking for a chop out. But in the end, Hayden Crozier took a chest mark 25 out. And this will be their first goal since first quarter.
Seen him taking some big grabs across his career. That one was just a good mark. Had the extra number down there. It was a very good kick coming in from Nat Fyfe, who got himself clear in the middle of the ground. Just had the extra distance on his kick to get it to the advantage. Needs to go back and kick this.
First goal since Bennell kicked one at the 27-minute mark of the first term. It's about 40-odd minutes of play have elapsed since, but it is a much-needed one. 4-8-32, a goal to Crozier. That's for Fremantle. And Richmond at 12-2-74, margin back to 42 points. Here is our Red Energy expert in the name of Paul Hazelby.
That's what they need to do, the Fremantle Dockers, just erode this lead. It hasn't been a great day for them so far, but their supporters, they want to leave the stadium knowing that the team is on the right track, and some of these young kids get an opportunity to do that today. And it was set up by Luke Ryan, who initially messed up the kick, but his follow-up tackle was outstanding, and that enabled them to go back inside 50. Ross Lyon will be looking for more efforts like that.
This is AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. Sean Darcy and Nankervis to go at it in the ruck. Nankervis wins it down. Here's Grigg, socketed off the ground, but only his father was Nyhouse. Kicks to the outer side. He was looking for Brad Hill. Markov dropped the mark he should have taken. Darcy picked up the crumbs. Brad Hill turned it over. Martin kicks it as far as Nat Fyfe. Bounced off his chest. Then he gave Butler a high one. Free kick going the way of Richmond in the bullseye.
Another turnover for Brad Hill.
Short ball
by hand
from Broad to Grimes. Short to Martin. 60 out from goal. Dusty Martin. Just an absolute flower bag. It's gone through Hambling, Logue, and Rewald at the back. Sockets it off the ground. It kicks a major, and the response from the Tigers.
It is the worst kick from an elite AFL. That was the old-fashioned finger breaker flower bag punt.
I'm not going to give him the credit, but it's a smart kick, and it's one that needs to come into the AFL, in my opinion. When the opposition defence have their numbers back, kicking a drop punt in there can be easily marked. That one just spun in all different directions. And when I was coaching South, I had this South Fremantle, that is for listeners, I told my players, if you're 60 metres out and they've got numbers back the opposition, we had what we call the Munga kick. So they had their entitlement to kick a torpedo, but I wanted it to be a bit of a munger and a spinner, because the whole aim was to get it to hit the ground so that we could then force our forward pressure.
Why the winning percentage was in the 40s, Goss.
Lasted 3 years.
13-2-80, 4-8-32, Richmond in front, 12 and a half gone.
Jack Revolt's first kick of the day was off the ground for a soccer goal. There's the kick now by Fremantle inside 50. Rance gathers. Taberner being held on the goal line. It comes back out to Hooley. Quick kick out of the congestion. Comes back to Cox. He wants a handle. He lost it. He fell over. You can't afford to do that at this level. They're out and going here. They run through now. There's the long kick by Markov. A long kick running back to flight. Great mark. Taken by Castagna. He's 65 out. Richmond have got numbers. They go back to the run. They kick into the... They square the ball up. Everyone stands off it. Here's Jake Townsend. Don't tell me he's going to kick 5. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Townsend has kicked. If I was a Fremantle fan, I wouldn't be saying anything right now. 4-8-32 to 13-3-81. Sit down now. Everyone sit.
Crowd getting restless here. Frustration boiling out from the crowd.
81 plays 32, 49 points the margin.
Ball in from fullback, free kick, Richmond for a hold. Taverner had taken the mark, but Grimes had been thrown to ground.
I just got accused of being a Docker supporter too. Did you hear that?
St Kilda man.
Short to Grigg from Grimes. High ball from Grigg to the top of the goal square. Oh, big fly and Curvis. That's a look up and live mark of the day contender. If you're working near power lines, always remember to look up and live. That's a big, strong grab. And go back and have a shot at goal.
He's in good form, isn't he? Had a very good season. Great battle today with Sean Darcy. He's just shaded him, I think, Nan Curvis, going back to kick his first goal. He's had the 13 possessions so far. And that is a very good return.
Follows up with a 6-pointer. 13-3, 81 Richmond. 4-8-32 the Dockers. 14 and a half gone. Toyota, Good for Footy scoreboard. Don't forget the Good for Footy raffle. Raise funds to help your footy club. Visit toyota.com.au/raffle.
Just going back to that Munga kick that I described to you before, Tim, I think that's one kick that the AFL needs to head towards at certain stages.
Really?
And the other one is the rugby kick, where they kick it as high as they can. I don't reckon the players are very smart. When you've got nothing to kick to and you've only got one option, kick it up. Kick it 10 metres, kick it 15 metres so you can run and have an impact on that play rather than just give it back to the opposition.
Paul Hazelby, our Red Energy expert. That is right, Red Energy, of course. A 100% Australian gas and electricity retailer. Ball back in the middle. Fans are getting restless. They're down now by 55 points. And it's going to be worse before the end. Let me tell you right now. Taken by Prestia. Just his second kick. Oh, Logue stood and waited. Ball comes back. Johnson's hand pass is okay. Gets it at Nyhouse. It's a throw. That is a dead set throw. Threw it up and whacked it off his hand. And going back will be Butler for a shot on goal. 30 metres out directly in front. Umpire spot on.
It was just left his hand, didn't it, when he tried to handball that ball. And in the end it was a throw. Missed opportunity here for Nyhouse. He's laid some good tackles. Ross Lyon's been reluctant to play him as a defender, where he's cut his teeth for Peel Thunder in the waffle, being paid as a forward, but gets an opportunity in this second half to go into the defence. And that won't fill Ross Lyon with much confidence.
13th disposal for Dan Butler. He's already kicked a goal in the second quarter. The clock ticks down. And this margin is getting seriously ugly, and it could hurt. It's heading to three figures if Fremantle is not careful. Butler kicks the goal. He's got two. He's another multiple goal kicker. And it's 15-3-93 to 4-8-32. The margin up to 61 points. Here's Paul Hazelby.
23 goals now for Butler for the season. What a great output it's been from him and some of the other small forwards. We've mentioned and sung their praises all year. It's been a key factor in the turnaround for the Richmond Tigers this year. Their ability to spread the load in their forward line, not only with goals but score assists and tackle pressure. And that was just another example of it right there.
And this is AFL Nation, all thanks to the Chicken Clubhouse at Macca's. It's in the Gourmet Creations range.
This is heading to 100 points.
Yeah, make sure you check that out at your local Macca's. Upon Hoskins, got the ball back in the middle. Good straight bounce to Darcy. Went up unopposed. Hit it down to Weller. Mundy. Dockers with a couple of numbers here. Here's Brad Hill. Oh, where's this going to go? Brad Hill. Kicks now to the outer side. He finds a teammate in Mundy. Hits him on the chest. Mundy from 65 out. Will send it to the hot spot at the back. Taverner couldn't take the mark at the floor. DeLuca throws it on the boot. DeLuca and snaps the goal. That's a Coates High goal of the day contender from Josh DeLuca. When you can't leave sight, Coates High delivers. Call 13-15-52. And the Dockers get one back. 5-8-38 they are. Richmond incredibly accurate, 15-3-93. We've played nearly 18 minutes in the third quarter. Toyota, Good for Footy scoreboard.
Game starting to open up now, and it's whichever team can get it inside their forward 25 metre zone as quick as they can. And sometimes when you do that, you get players at ground level. It's pretty simple. And DeLuca, another young player trying to find his way in the AFL. Been delisted a couple of times, been redrafted. But a big decision needs to be made on his future going forward.
Second goal in his AFL career. There's the bounce by umpire Fisher. Now Grigg doing the rucking, believe it or not, and he's won the knock. He's got it down towards Martin, who backfeeds it now under pressure. We've got numbers through the middle here, and it's going to end up with Flostone, who just fends off Sutcliffe far too easily. Kicks in and Rioli will mark. A look up and live, a mark of the day contender under a bit of pressure late. from Crozier, and Rioli will go back. Hasn't had a lot of the footy today, just had the 2 disposals for a goal. He'll line up from 45 metres on a 45-degree angle.
Good centre clearance there from the Tigers. As I said, getting it into that danger zone, giving the forwards a chance. One out. It's a good kick to advantage. Crozier back in defence. Hasn't played there for most part of the year. He looked uncomfortable.
A goal a game this year for Rioli. He just keeps on getting better. Gets close to the man on the mark. And he's pushed it across because of it. That's a rare miss. 15.494 to 5.838 to out a good for footy scoreboard. The Ray White clock, they have the know-how, has kicked over 19 minutes.
Luke Ryan's got the kicking duties. He's short to Brad Hill. Hand passes to the runner inside in Weller. And Weller's short. Finds a teammate in Crozier. Just outside the defensive 50. Richmond well and truly in control of the game. It's a shocking kick, and Nankervis will take the mark unopposed. Right on the Toyota Good for Footy logo. Now there's going to be a blood rule here, I think. Nankervis.
Jasper.
Where's he going to come from the ground here? Sutcliffe comes off the ground. Oh, here's Asprey here coming off now. I think down below us. He'll be replaced by Cochin down there for Spitwater. That's what it does. And then Curvis has got the mark on the outer side of the ground.
Sutcliffe has been on Cochin for every part of the day. He's kept him to 10 possessions so far, Tim.
And then Curvis just checks his kick at the last moment. He's going to go long, but then saw Hooley out of the corner of his eye. Subin got spun the whole 360.
Twice, 3 sets, 720.
Gave the ball away.
Look at that, twice. Man down. Mundy's put someone down behind play.
Here's Martin.
Tiger down behind play. Mundy's the nearest.
Cam, Nankervis, coughed it up. DeLuca, Weller. Weller's hand pass, no good. McIntosh, Hooley over the football for the Tigers.
Man still down, it's Grimes.
Ball up, will there be? Eventually, yes. 55 out from goal, left half forward.
Behind the play, Chemist Warehouse replay. Not too sure whether the cameras will be able to pick it up, but Grimes has only just got to his feet. Mundy was the player.
94 plays 38. Richmond in front. 21 gone in the third term.
There is Mundy. He's just had the bad pills at the moment, but he's turned it over. Taken by Dustin Martin, who snaps on goal. He's put it through. Coates Hire goal of the day. For Coates Hire, when you can't leave sight, Coates Hire delivers call 1-3 or 13-15-52. Dustin Martin's day, his 25th disposal, his first goal. He is a super player.
Also set up the Jack Rewalt one in this quarter. He's having a big quarter. He's just such a superstar player, isn't he? We saw David Mundy, who's a great player in his own right, just fumbled a couple of times. Dusty come in, put it on his boot from 40 metres around his body. 10 disposals in this quarter now for Dustin Martin. Getting going. This is when they give votes, Tim, in the Brownlow medal of the third quarter. That's moving time, and he's certainly moving.
Interested to see the Chemist Warehouse replay for the off the ball. The player doesn't fall to ground as bad as he did then, Dylan Grimes.
This is AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. From the restart, Darcy wanted down. Here's Fife trying to barge his way past Cochin. He does so. Nat Fife on the right. Delivery inside 50 isn't great. And there's a whistle on play against Taverner. Free kick to Rance. Rance hand passes away to Hooley. Hooley off half back. His target is Grigg. And the kick is good. Grigg takes the mark just inside the white line. It's at right half back. He concedes some ground here, does Grigg. And the mark being taken by Broad. So Broad plays on. Hand passes to Grigg. Long sweeping hand pass to Rance. Now Rance about 45 out from his defensive goal. He'll kick it long. His target is Lambert, but Fife slides in and takes a good mark.
He's got him bluffed, hasn't he, Nat Fife, in the air. But Lambert was too worried about what Fife was going to do.
Where does he need to play? Where does he need to play for Fremantle fans?
Fife
through the midfield like he has today.
Up to right half forward. Johnson, big fly. Couldn't bring the mark down. And at ground level, Subin's set upon by Nankervis and Broad, and will have a ball up right on the attacking 50 at right half forward. It's the Dockers, 5-8-38. Richmond, 16-4-100. 23 minutes gone, third term. Toyota good for footy scoreboard.
I think with Neil and Walters and Blakely back into the team next year, he can play a little bit more forward, but I'd still like to see him get into the game and dominate the game from the midfield.
Wins today for Melbourne over Brisbane, St Kilda over North Melbourne, and it will be Richmond over Fremantle. Under pressure, there's a hand pass through, and eventually the ball goes over the line and out of play. Going on to right on the boundary line. Tucker and Vlostone. So here's the throw in. Richmond's defensive 50. Brad Hill, hand pass knocked down by Edwards, taken out here by McIntosh. Hand pass through traffic, taken by Prestia. He has a bounce, he runs through the middle, being chased by Mundy. There's one of the Munga kicks, or whatever you called it now. It's a terrible kick. Is that a Martino? Martino shows it to Nyhouse, says, hey boy, I'm a star, you just watch how I do it. And then he chips it out, lace out, and Revolt marks. On the 50, he'll square it up. They're at 6s and 7s, and it's ended up with a 6. Sean Grigg, 45 metres out, directly in front.
Selling the candy. If ever you want a piece of vision that tells you what it is, that was it. It was almost in slow-mo. He certainly brought it, didn't he, Ryan Nyhouse? Hook, line and sinker, and then to be able to hit up Jack Rewalt on the lead and now come to the bench. Give him a round of applause, Tim Gossage.
He's a star.
Well played, Dustin
I
Martin.
love Dustin Martin. I love him. It's a shocking haircut. He's got too much ink. He's as rough as guts, but he's a superstar player. I love him. I love everything he does. Give him a medal, I reckon. Give it to him now. Save us the pain. Here's the kick by Grigg. Directly in front. A hop, a skip, a jump, and a miss.
Been good today, Grigg as well.
Oh, has he ever? 16-5, 101 to 5-8-38, Paul Hazel.
Possession number 28 for him.
So he'll get 8-9 votes all year. If he's in another team, he probably gets 18-19. But he's got a bloke called Martin, and Cochin's had a good year.
And Luke Ryan's got the kick-in duties for the Dockers. He sends it long towards Fife, who was wrestling with Grimes. No mark at the floor. Hill just tumbles it forward. McCarthy didn't get a kind bounce. Ashbury did though. Kicks to Prestia, who marks. Prestia just checks his kick. Lambert. It allowed Brad Hill into it. He sockers it off the ground. Prestia back into the contest. Picks it up. Hand pass to Nag Curvis. Kick inside 50. No mark at the ground. Crozier couldn't take it. Picked up by Grigg. Toe poked it. Drop kick off the ground. Holding the ball. Advantage paid. Tucker to the outer side. 1-on-1. Cox with Asprey. Brad Hill joins the party. He fell over at the crucial moment. It allowed Vloston to come in and pick it up for Richmond. Kicks towards Rewalt. He's got Subin wearing him like a second skin. And the umpire's going to come in and pay holding the ball because he dragged it in, did Townsend, and Subin will get the free kick at right half back.
Can I ask you a question? Is the drop kick no longer part of the game? Are you not allowed to do a drop kick?
I think you are, but if you're tackled and the ball hits the ground, it's deemed holding the ball. But in general play, you'll get away with it.
Ball goes over the line and out of play. 101 plays 38, 16-5, 101 Richmond, 5-8-38. Since quarter time, Richmond have added 13 goals, 5, and Fremantle have added 2 goals, 4. Winners today, St Kilda and Melbourne. Darcy wins it down. Weller's been quiet. It's holding the ball. Didn't clear it out. Lambert. Oh, nice little toe poke. Cochin, good. Edwards, look away. Brilliant. Gets to Hawley. Quick kick. Here, Grants is playing forward. There it is there. Rebolt with the left. And Jack kicks the goal. It was brought out by Alex Grants. He ran all the way from full back. He was being marked by Hamling. They're all laughing and giggling. Ross Lyon is stunned. He can't believe it. Revolt's got his second. 17-5, 107 to 5-8-38. We're seeing a clinic put on here. Still got 3 minutes of playing time to go in this quarter. Ray White clock, 27.5 gone. 107-38. Richmond, here's Paul Hayward.
Good fight back from Jack Rewalt in this quarter. Kicked the goal over the top earlier on. And then good roving to Alex Rance, who surprised all of us being down in the forward line. But why not? Your team's up and about. They're playing some good football. And maybe Jack just needs that other tool forward so he can crumb and kick goals. He's actually starting at full forward at this centre bounce. I guess there's not too many threats in the back line for the Fremantle Dockers at the moment, so why not?
AFL Nation, all thanks to McDonald's. Nankervis wins it down. Stephen Hill grabs the footy. Hand passes away to no one in particular. Eventually Weller accepts it. Just threw it out, did Sean Darcy. And now the umpire's going to have to come in and ball it up again.
That's
free kick holding the ball. In fact, it's going to go the way of Fremantle. And it was Cochin who dragged it in, according to umpire Doug Leash.
Got Michael Johnson in the forward line for the Dockers and Alex Rance at full forward for the Tigers.
Darcy to Nyhouse on the outer side. Short to Brad Hill. Hill hand passes to Ben. Oh, nearly got dragged down by Rioli. Shinged it away. Sutcliffe dropped it really. Umpire said play on. Picked it up, did Grigg. Tackle well by Brad Hill. Ball still in play. Eventually it's smothered over the line. And we'll have a ball in between wing and right half forward. City end of the ground. Richmond 107 lead the Dockers 38. Nearly 29 and a half minutes played. Ray White clock, they have the know-how, but just over 2 minutes left in the term.
Won't be too long before they turn the lights on here. The last Fremantle game at this venue. Ball goes over the line and out of play. So next week, Richmond have got St Kilda at the MCG. Big game for both teams, the top 4 spot, and remote as it is, St Kilda with a top 8 chance. And of course Fremantle are playing Essendon, and Eagles fans will be cheering every day of the week. And Rance has marked the ball. Rance has marked. They're all pointing to have a shot for goal for Alex Rance. And throughout his career, he's only kicked 8 goals in 170 games. And of course he hasn't kicked 1 in 20 this year.
I don't mind this from Damien Hardwick. Why not, leading into the finals, just have another player that can go forward? Given they've only got the 1-2 key forward in Jack Riewoldt, if he gets injured, they may need to do something else. Let's see if he can go back and kick a goal.
You reckon they got excited when Bennell kicked the goal? What are they going to do with Alex Rance is having a day out, the Tigers, and now they run as one. Hugs all around. The white mouth guard on full view. He has kicked it like a veteran forward. 18-5, 113 to 5-8-38. When your day's good, it's damn good. And Alex Rance kicked his first goal, and I dare say his first goal in a long time. We'll check the stats for you. And that is a wonderful goal. He's 9th in his 171 games of AFL football.
Happy days at Richmond. And he did kick it beautifully, didn't he? Doesn't get too many opportunities, and his teammates know it. They all got around him. Very smart leading pattern.
11 goal kickers for Richmond today. 11 goal kickers out of 18. Outstanding.
Ball back in the middle. AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. Here goes Richmond barging out of the middle again. Oh, Dustin Martin had it. Took a couple of bounces, fell over, holding the ball. Fife takes the advantage. Darcy off to Weller, takes a bounce. Nearly get dragged down by his opposing number in Hooley. Turnover. Grimes, Nankervis, and out of the outer side, and Richmond steady and hold possession once again on the outer side. Short ball. Grimes has it. 100 games today for Dylan Grimes. I'll just milk the clock here. Short to Prestia, ticking down. 20 seconds left in the term. Prestia is short, and chopping it off is Brennan Cox. Now, if they move the ball quickly here, Fremantle, they might have a chance to get maybe a late goal. Cox, a high ball. Can they get a mark from Taberner? Stands tall, no mark at the floor. Here's Valentine. Hand passes off to Fife. Standing shot from 55 to the goal line. Lambert's back there. Off to McIntosh. And that is the sounding of the siren to end the third term. Richmond 18-5, 113. Fremantle 5-8-38. 32 and a quarter minutes. Toyota Good for Footy scoreboard in that third term. It's a demolition job being done here by the Tigers as they continue to run on towards September. The goal scorers for Richmond: Townsend has 4, Lambert 3, Riewoldt 2 in the third term, and individuals: Martin, Edwards, Hooley, Rioli, Rance, McIntosh. Butler's got a couple as well. And for Fremantle, 2 to Harley Bennell, I should say, 1 to Fife, And Crozier and DeLuca have singles as well, both in that third term. It's a big margin. It's the Richmond Tigers the whole way, 113 to 38. Back with more after this. It's the Fremantle Dockers trailing Richmond by 75 points at three-quarter time. The Tigers are on fire, and we're moments away from the start of the final quarter here at Domain Stadium. Harm from gambling starts earlier than you think. Get the tools to help you stay in check at betcheck.vic.gov.au. Hey, some quick thoughts from you, and then Tim Gossage to pick us up.
Yeah, Tigers just going to continue on, I think, in the last quarter, but they need to fight some of the Fremantle Dockers, some of them playing for their careers, Jack.
Martin just grabs the ball and then has the audacity to have a bounce and then kick with the left. It's slewed off the side. It'll pitch, almost hit the umpire on the scone, and goes over the line where the line of the 50 it meets the boundary line. We'll have a throw in Richmond's end of the ground.
Has he got votes so far for you, Tim Gossage?
Yes, he has.
Justin Martin, 3 or 2 or 1?
Well, it'll be a 2 or a 3. Grigg has been very, very good. Basher Hawley's been outstanding too, just quietly, but I think we'll go to a midfielder, there's no doubt about that. Here's the loose ball. Quick kick. Lambert kicked a couple of goals, and now it comes to Townsend. If he gathers and snaps and Kilkey's 5th goal, he's on the boundary line, back feeds a hand pass. He goes over the line and out of play. And where is Alex Ranchman? All this is going on. He's going down back to play on Taberner. So it's his first goal since round 21, 2013. Was that how I read that?
Yep.
You've got to remember his career best was 3 goals against Fremantle at this venue about 7 seasons ago. Probably needs a bit of luck to get there, I would imagine. There's the quick kick. Punched away from Crozier by Grimes. His ball is on the wing. Strong tackle. Going nowhere. Umpire Dalglish will ball it up. 18-5, 113 to 58-38. We've got 90 seconds in the last quarter. AFL Nation, the Still Mates Rate scoreboard. Winners today, St Kilda and Melbourne.
Quick throw up. Rockman jostle. Darcy wins it down. Here's Mundy. Trying to get the hand pass away. Got knocked off it by Lambert. Ball hits the deck. Stephen Hill. Tackled by the debutant in Graham. And we'll have a ball up. If they can find some vision of David Mundy, could be in trouble, Goss.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. We haven't seen a Chemist Warehouse replay from the host broadcaster, but I'm sure the down the ground will show something. Well, it needs to show what he did, because there's no way Grimes would have fallen over in thin air and stayed down for as long as he did.
Oh, Vickery did. Martin gets it off to Rioli. Then off to Alice. And Alice a short ball to Grimes. Grimes back to teammate in Rance. Rance further back to Asprey. And now to Broad, who takes the mark on the chest for the Tigers at left half back. Looking for some options. Short to Grigg.
No way, that was 15 metres. 12 metres. But seems the umpires do give some leniency in that area of the game.
Grigg kicks on the left along the boundary line. Big fly from Cotchin. Probably could have been a free kick to Johnson there. I don't think Cotchin's was a legitimate attempt to mark. Umpire said play on. Hits the ground. Darcy. Shove Cotchin in the back. Ball spills out. Graham falling to his knees. Got the hand pass away. Over the top to Rewald. Now here's Rioli. They've got a man by himself in the goal square. Oh, guess who? Dusty Martin. Go and fetch that, because that's... Oh, I thought it was nearly out of here. It's gone into the third tier. Second. I thought it was nearly out of here. It's a major day to Dusty Martin. 19-5, 119. 5-8-38. Nearly 3.5 gone in the final term. Still mates rate score.
How does that happen?
Well, look, they haven't put any work into Dustin Martin today. They've really targeted Trent Cotchin, and they've done a good job there, kept him to 12 possessions, but Dustin Martin's the one you want to stop. He's the one that kicks the ball inside 50 more than any player. He gets more clearances. The question is he unstoppable if you tag him? I still think you can limit it, and when you do have somebody on him, he doesn't get free like he did on that occasion.
How does the best player on the ground, and one of the best players in the AFL, get 50 metres on his own in a goal square and the opposition not know? That's what worries me. Here's Hill, Stephen with the left, kicks it long, but Asper will take an easy chest mark.
Very young Fremantle defence at the moment, isn't it? And I think the communication, they're all still trying to find their way in the AFL, so that would have an impact.
Change of direction for the Tigers. Taberner almost gave up on the chase to Ellis. Pooley's been outstanding. Loston back into the middle. Now Curvis has had the better of Darcy. He'll go wide. And Grigg will mark. In fact, it's Martin, should I say. He just wants it, Dusty. He wants to get 55 by the end of the game. He will try and go for 30 in the term. Rioli's kicked into the pocket. Good mark. Really good mark. Right on the boundary line. It's Markov. It's 55 out. Might be beyond him. He'll pop it up to the top of the square. Jack Revolt! Up he went. Didn't take the mark. It was there for Jack. It went through his hands and he's got his head in the hands and said, that was mine. Yes, he knows it. He knows that it was there for the taking. It would have been a look up and live mark of the day contender. We'll have a throw in 2 metres around from the behind post. 119.38. It is Richmond by lots.
And deep in the left full forward pocket at the City end. Ball thrown in. Darcy double hands it down. Only as far as Grigg. Grigg gets it out of the immediate area. Couldn't bring it down. It was Markov. And there'll be free kick for a dangerous tackle going to Graham and against Ryan. We'll have to look at the Chemist Warehouse replay on that one. Train hard, live large with Iron Sea Sports Nutrition from Chemist Warehouse. What do you think, Hayes? Just having a look at it now.
No free kick.
They're paying that for the dangerous tackle, are they?
Dangerous tackle.
They've gone a bit too far there.
He took him to the ground and held him.
His shoulder planted. His head did not go on to hit the ground. Just an overreaction. It's going to occur.
Here comes the shot on goal from the debutant in Graham. He's kicked his first and they get around him again. It's the third time today we've had a whole big pack of players come charging towards the man who's just kicked the major. We saw it with Bennell, with Brantz, and now with Jack Graham on debut for the Tigers. They've brought up 20 majors, 25, 125. The Dockers 5-8-38. And that's the Still Mates Rates scoreboard. If you need a cleaner, see our mates at Still. They'll look after you with Mates Rates that are on now.
It's great to see, isn't it? Great part of our game. Every teammate on that occasion ran the distance to get to him. When Bennell kicked his earlier in the game, there was too short but didn't get there. An exciting moment in a player's career, isn't it, when you kick your first goal? Dan Curvis has been very good today as well. He's had the 21 possessions. Wouldn't be too many occasions where a ruckman gets to 30.
Here they go again too, Goss.
You keep going, Jack. I'm just doing some stats.
Okay. Prestia gets it out to Rioli. Rioli kicks inside 50. Rewalt takes the mark. 45 out from goal directly in front.
Another clearance win for the Tigers. Rioli, he's a clever player, isn't he? Just building in stature. He just took something off the kick to find Jack Rewalt, who has been very good in this second half. Well beaten in the first half. Sign of a good player if you can bounce back in the second half.
As soon as someone said he had a dirty day, he's been very good ever since.
Well, he has had plenty of opportunity.
So kicking for goal number 3, 2 in the third, and for 1 in the fourth from 50 metres on the paint. That's a big bomb from Jack. 21-5, 131 the Tigers. 5-8-38 the Dockers. It's a 93-point margin. 7 3/4 minutes gone in the final term. Still Mates Rate scoreboard.
Simmons Home stat. The biggest loss by Fremantle at Domain was to the Eagles, of course, in 2000. And they lost by 117. Now this margin, currently 93 points, stands at the equal second biggest loss in a game here for Fremantle, and that was against the Western Bulldogs in 2000 as well.
I played in that biggest loss against the West Coast Eagles. The coach made us get up.
Did you play in both? Against the Bulldogs here as well by 93? Same year?
Yes, I have to say I did.
They should do more Monga footballs, more Monga kicks. There's Munga, sorry. Now it's come out, and guess who? Jack Graham, lace out, bang. Oh, too good for Markov. Just too good. It was out in front of him. Hill, hand pass to Mundy. Hand pass back almost to nobody. Quick kick, Nankervis. They're all trying to get in on the action. Oh, Nankervis, little nervous, little touch back. Gets it. Where's the kick? Big Crozier. That's a look up and live mark of the day contender. Gets it down now to Stephen Hill, who gets it to Johnson. He puts a foot on the gas. Stephen Hill, he'll come wide. Tucker marks in front of Rioli. So the margin is 93. That's the equal second biggest loss. And guess what? Tucker turned it over. Quick kick. Cochin turned it over. Ryan, quick kick. Half forward. Rance pushing the back. Cox no free. Ball comes back. Hand pass McIntosh. Rance the goal kicker. Loose ball at half forward here. Well done. Hand pass inboard. Comes to Rance. He does well. Almost high jumps over the top of Ryan. They get it to Martin. He has a bounce. Jack wants it long. He wants it long. He wants it on his chest. And Martin delivers. Lights out. And Martin will go. Martin gets the plaudits. But Revolt has a chance now to go back, kick his fours and stretch the lead to 99.
What great team play. Started with Alex Rance. Probably should have got the free kick, but just high jumped over his teammate and was able to get the handball out. I don't think I've ever seen a better kick than that in my time in footy. Dustin Martin coming through the middle on an angle. Perfect to Jack Riewoldt, who's coming into his own in this last quarter.
Supply's killing him, isn't it?
Oh, this will be for number 4. Not bad for a dirty day, Jack.
Yeah. He's got 4. The margin is 99. Wow. 99 points. Inside 50 caps, remarkable. 42-35. Look at the score. 22-5 to 5-8. The differential on the inside 50 for Simmons Homestead is just 7 Richmond's way for 99-point margin.
18-6 though in the first quarter to the Fremantle Dockers. They dominated, didn't get bang for their buck, but since then it's been a total domination in the inside 50 area for the Richmond Tigers. They, to me, look like a team about to embrace on something pretty special in the final series. If they can get that double chance in the top 4, who knows where this team can go. But for me, I've been convinced, probably for most of the year, but particularly today, to say that they can do some real damage.
AFL Nation, all thanks to Macca's. The Chicken Clubhouse is back in the gourmet range at Macca's. Fife's won the ball out of the middle for Fremantle. Now is Taberner holding Rance down there? Umpire said no. Harley Bennell forces the ball over the boundary line. Bennell, check please, Hayes or Goss, Simmons home stats.
He's had 6 disposals for 2 goals, 4 kicks, 2 handballs. He's barely touched the ball since about halfway through the second quarter.
Spun in, 45 out from the Dockers attacking goal at the Subiaco end. Cochin, hands and knees, paddles it forward. Bennell tried to push it over the line, had his kick smothered. Another ball in. Ross is sitting in the box with his arms folded. 12 minutes gone on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how in the final term. 1 down by Darcy. Here's Bennell, threw it away. It was like a basketball. He's just tried to pass it from his shoulder. Brad Hill's down, injured. He's going to come limping from the field. Is Brad Hill. Looks like he's a bit proppy on the right ankle, Hayes.
Yeah, limping off. Didn't see what happened, but looks like an ankle injury.
Down there for Spitwater, that's what it does. Big fly from Edwards. Riewoldt, Cochin. Now Rioli. Rioli will go towards left half forward. Mark taken by Castagna. Play on. Hand pass away. Off to the debutant Graham. Oh, gets it inside. That was great vision. Mark taken by Townsend. You can have a go up number 5, Goss. Number 5 for Townsend.
This record's under threat, isn't it, Tim Gossage? 117 points.
Yes, certainly is. We made the call early, didn't we, that it was heading for triple figures. And Richmond are not taking the foot off the gas. They're not resting anyone. And Fremantle just there. Well, they got dismantled 5 minutes into the second quarter and they haven't been able to recover.
To the credit of the fans, a lot of them have stayed, but a few now starting to wander out. They've seen enough.
Jacob Townsend, first game in 2017, and he has produced 5. The 5th, an absolute flower bag.
That was another munger.
Yeah, it was.
That's a double munger.
They're in vogue. They're back. Dusty brought them back, and whatever Dusty does,
that's 2.
Everybody follows.
That's 2. 2 mungers. They're just going like that.
Disappointing.
Dusty Martin.
Disappointing on the line from the Fremantle Dockers.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson, the taller player there, wasn't exactly on the line, closer to his opponent. Probably thought it was going to go through. You know, after that 117-point loss, we had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning for training. We had to tread water with poles above our head down at Port Beach for 2 hours. And then they made us come back at 9 o'clock that night. We had to crawl through dog turd infested parklands at the Fremantle Monument Hill. The longest day of my life. Let's see what Ross Lyon does tomorrow.
Steve Rossich sitting with Gillon McLaughlin in the stand. Worth the trip, Gill. There's the tackle. That's holding the ball almost against Weller. They're going to go again here, the Tigers. This is dead set circle work, and Dustin Martin going for possession 32. He's fluffed it to the wing, taken by Butler. He went to give it off, and then he decided, I'm going to give it back. I'm going to give it to Grigg. Grigg will chip short. Not a great kicker. Bounce of the ball. Johnson, man down again. Grigg down behind play. There's Fife. He's been very quiet since about midway through that second quarter. Now it's Mundy, Subin, Stephen Hill. Brad Hill off injured. Kick smothered down. Here comes DeLuca. Kicked the goal earlier in the game. Hand pass to Valentine. Started in a blaze of glory. Been quiet since. Ellis at Crozier. Ellis forced to spoil at the back. Crozier's outnumbered. Does well. Hand pass to Tucker on the wing. Tucker, they're down by 105 points. Well, this is going on. We call it like it's a bloody grand final. The ball now comes back to the middle. Trying to keep interested. There's the kick. It's a bad kick, and the mark will be taken by McIntosh. In fact, it's Vlostone. The wild man from Borneo with the big Ranger beard. He goes across Dustin Martin. Grigg is off the ground, injured now. Hill is off the ground, and Martin's had 33 disposals.
And that's all downstairs for Spitwater. That's what it does. Short ball from Nankervis. Cotchin picked it up on the half volley. Richmond 143, Fremantle 38. 15 gone final term. Still max rate scoreboard. Short ball from Cotchin. He's found Butler. Butler will chip short. Hooley marks, play on. Hand passes to Dusty Martin. Martin gets onto the inside to Hooley. Further afield. Hand pass to Edwards. Runner on the outside is Rioli. Short ball. Jack sticks up one hand. Couldn't bring it down. At the back. Oh, Hughes went for Nyhouse. He wasn't watching. Neither was Logue. They're trying to paddle it together. Eventually picked up by Rewalt. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Oh, Townsend couldn't trap it.
Could have been 6.
And now they'll bring it out of defence here again towards Taberner. Taberner couldn't take the mark. Spoiled by Martin. Martin to Edwards. Edwards inside 50. Over the top of the head of Prestia. Subin in defence, about to get dragged down. Got the hand pass away. And the Dockers just get it out of defence through Hughes. And Hughes has turned it over, and the mark's been taken by Vloston, attacking side of the centre square for the Tigers. They lead 23 goals 5 to 5 goals 8. 16 and a half gone final term. Still mates rate scoreboard, and the ball is with Alice in the middle of the ground.
I'll take it from here, Jack. Nice work by you, mate. Take a breather. Now it's with Markov. I can tell you that Grigg's shoulder is being looked at. What's been the Bendix break big moment, you reckon, Hayes?
I think the domination in the first quarter, 18 inside 50 to 6, and not getting a decent lead at quarter time for the Fremantle Dockers. But since then, it's been all the Tigers.
Dustin Martin is now off the ground, resting up. I don't think he's all that happy about it. The mark's been taken deep in defence by Hughes. He goes short, wide to Mundy.
He wants 40, doesn't he? He's got 35 at the moment, Dusty.
Yeah, he's just looking to say, now is this? This is training. I work harder at Punt Road. Short by Subin to Ballantyne. Kick is poor, missed its target. Running onto it, Sutcliffe. He's got good run from behind by Cox. Ballantyne marks between centre circle and centre half forward. 50 against Rance. Was it against Cotchin? I'm not too sure, but anyway. Now the physio's getting out on the ground, and he's going to Harley Bennell. No, he's gone to Crozier as Bennell now checks out. So Hayden Ballantyne can reduce the gap under 3 figures.
Tim, this is a Ben Bix moment. Big moment, isn't it? Ben Bix breaks big moment for
Brad
Hayden
Hill
Ballantyne.
coming back on, yep.
Hasn't been in great form. Hasn't been able to kick goals of late. A lot of pressure on him, no contract late in the game.
Going for his 9th goal of the year. This is his 16th disposal for Simmons Home Stats. He pokes it home. 18 gone last quarter. It's below 3 figures. That's something. That's something for the players to look at and go, well, anything more than 100 is embarrassing. We'll try and just sort of take the polish off that 8. 6-8, 48 to 23, 5, 143. Margin 99. Still mates rate scoreboard. Here is our man, the Red Energy expert, we call him, Paul Hazelby.
Wouldn't have happened in their history. Back-to-back 100-point losses, would it, Tim? I wouldn't have thought. Given last week they got beaten by over 100, didn't they?
Oh, that's another challenge for you, Goss.
Oh, Tim Gossage is onto it.
Setting you the challenges.
Be good if they had Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's why the new stadium would be handy.
Back in the middle with umpire Fisher. AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. From the restart, Mundy gets it off to Weller. Weller a high ball inside 50. Taberner stuck out one arm. No mark. Ground level. McCarthy. Did he give a shove in the back from Grimes? Umpire said no. Broad. Vloston. Here's Hooley. Right half back to Cotchin. Back to Hooley. Was he out of bounds? Yes, he was. Both boundary umpires onto it. Both had the arm in the air straight away. And we'll have a ball in about 55 around from the goals at the Subiaco end, right half forward for Fremantle.
Got some good attacking defenders, haven't they, the Tigers? Griggs been down there at times, Alice, Hawley, and McIntosh the other one.
From the ball in, Nankervis slaps it down to the front of the contest. Grigg kicks only as far as Mundy, wobbles the ball inside 50. Out to meet it was Taberner, tried to hand pass off to Ballantyne, intercepted by Hawley for the Tigers. Here's Edwards. Edwards, coughed it up looking for Nankervis. Is that a swipe of Ballantyne? And the ball runs over the line and we'll have a throw in.
They've never lost back-to-back games by 100 points or more. A quick scan of the AFL table.
Time on, final term, last game of round 22 with a massive round 23 to come next week. Ball in, Darcy wins the tap to Weller, to Stephen Hill, quickly on the left, but only back there is Broad, was touched off the boot, brought to ground and a good tackle by Crozier, and we'll have a ball up alongside the behind post down there in the right full forward pocket at the Subiaco end.
Had to be one or the other there, didn't pay the mark. It's got to be holding the ball. Gave him a bit of leniency there. Didn't try to get it out. Had prior opportunity.
Richmond by 99 points. And the ball spills over the behind line from the stoppage. Minor score. 23-5, 143. 6-8, 44. Ball brought in straight away. Richmond might have just mucked it up here for the time being. Broad, 360. Seen over the line by Alice, and we'll have another ball in, 25 out from goal, left half forward this time for Fremantle.
Let's take a look at some Simmons home stats. Dustin Martin leads all comers on the ground with 35, Grigg with 34, Brandon Ellis with 30, and for the Dockers, Nat Fyfe has 29, Dave Mundy 27, and Bradley Hill with 25.
Nankervis in front, want it down, trying to get it out of the immediate area. And there'll be another stoppage. Basher Hawley comes up off the bottom of the pack with Darcy Tucker. And by Douglas quickly to get the ball back in motion once again. Darcy and Nankervis, they share at that time. It comes down to Hughes. Hughes should have put the ball in the boot. Brad Hill's back on the ground. Had it and lost it for the moment. Cochin trying to bury his way through. Ballantyne put a good tackle on him. And we're going to have another ball up. No, ball comes out the back door. Cochin tried to keep it moving. This time we'll have a ball up. 22 minutes gone, final term. Ray White clock, they have the know-how. It's the Richmond Tigers by 98 points.
Missed opportunity there for Ethan Hughes. Had time and space, just had to put it on the boot. Not going to get too many looks like that.
98 in favour of the Tigers. Can they clear it out of the congestion here, Richmond? Hand pass through was Butler. Broad got involved, Ellis got involved, and Hawley kicks to the wing. Rance, really good, body on body. Gets rid of the veteran Johnson, who gets a shepherd from Lambert now over the top. Taken by McIntosh. Look at that. Brilliant football. Rance has run on. Rioli goes out mark. And Dusty has marked it. And they say, settle, Dusty. Go back if he slots this. This will be a 104-point lead. With still 5 minutes to go. And as I have said, they've never lost back-to-back. And not many clubs do, mind you. But never have they gone back-to-back. But last week they lost by 104. They face that margin right here, right now, if Dusty Martin can get his third goal with his 36th disposal. Terrible. Absolutely shocking. He's missed everything that's out of bounds on the forwards. A tired kick from arguably the best player on the ground. 98 points of margin. Still got over 5 minutes to play. We've gone 23 on the Ray White clock. They have the know-how.
Brad Hill plays on from full-back. Kicks short. Mark taken by Cox. Cox to Subin. Now Subin will go out to the outer side. And he'll find a teammate in Tucker. Short from Tucker, chopped off by Grimes. Spalls it over the boundary line. Throw in centre wing on the outer side. 34,204 in at Domain for the last home game of the year and the last game for the Dockers at Domain Stadium.
They'll be glad to see the end of the joint, I reckon.
Thrown in, Sutcliffe wins it down. Here's Fyfe. Fyfe feeds it back to Sutcliffe, who's barrelled over the line. And we'll have a throw in on that outer side.
4 possessions for Griffin Logue. Cam McCarthy only 4. Hamling's had 8, but he's been pretty good, Hamling, particularly in that first half. Nyhouse with 9, Cox with 10. There's a few players. Nick Subin only 12, one that will be playing for his career. Darcy Tucker 11. Some low numbers.
Sutcliffe off a step, well up, and his opposite number, Julio, I think, has been in the best 3. Takes the mark. He will just shape the ball into the middle of the ground. Grimes, just couldn't get the bounce. He fell over. Hamley arrived on the scene, got one high. So that wasn't very good by the Hooley kick, and it wasn't great by Grimes either. Couldn't get hold of the footy. 98 points the margin. Hand pass into Tucker. Floating left foot, kick into the pocket. Crozier, well done. Arriving there was Loston. McIntosh close. Crozier goes to ground, gets a push in the back, goes to the boundary line. How does the umpire see it? He'll see it as deliberate. Free kick to Richmond.
Joel Hamling's been thrown in the forward line. Both coaches mixing it up in this second half.
Ross Lyon out of a giggle. I think it's a giggle of embarrassment, to be honest. Interesting to see how he dresses this one up. I'm sure he'll pay tribute to Richmond.
But there are no excuses. Footy Club, Goss.
23-5, 143 to 6-9-45. 25 minutes gone. Tigers have the ball. So Martin with 36 disposals, Grigg 34, Ellis 32, Hooley 28, Nankervis 22. And Fifes had 30, Mundy 27, Brad Hill 26, Stephen Hill 22 and Lockie Weller 21. They are the leading stat getters for Simmons Homes, proudly building homes since 1949.
Richmond just moving the ball around in the back half. They've got it to Prestia on the outer side.
Good news is Grigg's been cleared of any injury. He's back out on the ground.
Along the line from Prestia, target was Nankervis. And Sean Darcy just spikes it over the line. Certainly Dion Prestia is going to get the better of the move away from the Gold Coast, Hayes.
Yeah, he's been pretty good this year. Hasn't got to the form that he showed over probably the previous 3 seasons at the Gold Coast, but I think in a new environment, new team, he's only going to get better.
Nankervis wins it down. Fife tried to paddle it into his own path, but then lost track of the ball. McIntosh went for Prestia, intercepted on that outer side by DeLuca, and Prestia brings him to ground in a good Toro Neptune tackle. And we'll have another ball up. Rucks both at each other. Nankervis and also Darcy. Free kick from the stoppage. Markov takes the advantage. Hand pass to Lambert. Prestia. Socket off the ground by Nankervis. Sutcliffe had his hands on the football. Umpire said play on. Got as far as Hooley. Hooley to Butler. Butler stripped of it, holding the ball. Free kick. Stephen Hill gets it to McCarthy. And now there'll be a 50-metre penalty to McCarthy. Ellis stepped over the line.
So we know his story. Does he start next year? And if he dishes this type of stuff up, forget about this year. This is the comeback year. This is, he's coming from a long way back. But he needs to deliver because he has failed dismally this year.
He has, as he passes it off to Hayden Crozier, who leads out from full forward. He has tried hard today, Crozier. He'll go back to line up for goal from 40 metres out. Yes, he'll start next year. He's the one that they need to get some confidence into, some form. But I think if they do get a McGovern type or somebody else through the trade period, then all of their forwards become on notice. And they might have to do what Richmond has done, play smaller forwards. They've got some skill with Walters and Bennell and co to go through there.
Here comes Crozier on the left. Consolation prize for the Dockers. Crozier kicks his second. Both of those goals in the second half. Richmond 23-5, 143. Fremantle 7-9-51. Steelmates rate scoreboard. And they might have avoided back-to-back 100-point losses, Freo.
Well, you know what? And I know it's only small, but it's still something that they probably didn't want to walk off the ground and have a bit of that type of history put against them. So this playing group has shown a little bit of ticker. Richmond will probably come off the gas a bit. McCarthy is limping.
It would be their worst 2 performances back-to-back across their history, no doubt about that. And that's the disappointing part. A lot of passengers, not much system. Some of their kids looking a bit tired from a long season. And some of their stars not playing to their full potential as well.
And the loyal fans are putting up the chant around the ground in the closing stages of the final game here at Subiaco Oval. To the new stadium they go. And it hasn't been a happy hunting ground for them this year, and especially today. Chant continues. The Subin. There's a free kick and it's coming back and it's going to go to Edwards, who's kicked the goal in his first AFL game. He'll be given the cool drink bath when he heads off the ground. Now dropped by Logue, left it behind. Hand pass through the traffic, over the top. Castagna being quiet. Hand pass to the goal square and they kick another one. Townsend's got 6 goals! Jacob Townsend has kicked 6 goals, which I fair say is more than his entire career coming into the bloody season.
4 he had for his career.
10 now. Jacob Townsend. He won't get any easier than that. So with a minute to go, the margin back out to 98 points. 24-5, 149. Not about Fremantle's bad day. What about Richmond's good day? 7-9-51. We've gone 30 minutes, Ray Whitecloth.
Good timing for Townsend as they embark on a finals campaign. Will keep his spot, you'd think, next week. And if he plays well, all of a sudden things can turn very, very quickly. And this time last year, the Richmond Tigers were facing a similar outlook to that of the Fremantle Dockers at the moment. So what a performance it's been from Damien Hardwick. Got to be in the coaches' votes for the weekend, I would have thought.
AFL Nation, all thanks to Maccas. Grigg soccers the ball out of the middle towards left half forward. Rewalt there with Griffin Logue. At the back, Stephen Hill gathers the football, charges through the middle. Short ball. Ballantyne overran it. Here's Ellis, hands and knees. Hand passes defensively. Here's Basher Hawley. Hawley on the right. Short ball. Butler takes the mark. The 100 points is under threat here now. Butler kicks inside 50. Free kick. Down the ground. Free kick. No, it's coming back. Butler, it'll come back to him with 24 seconds left on the clock.
Will they avoid the 100 points? Why wasn't that down the ground?
It's because I think it was in the act.
Yeah. Now it's 50. So a little bit of back chat by the looks of things on the mark from Sean Darcy.
The siren's going to virtually sound after he kicks this goal.
So 20 seconds left. Fremantle fans might as well about to tear the joint down, I think.
The Eagles fans are hanging.
Hang on.
We've got one more, and you're not allowed to take any grass with you either, please.
Of course, we're back here next Sunday, aren't we, for the Eagles and the Crows. Can the Eagles pull something out there to knock off the Crows over here? But time will tell. But Dan Butler's got the ball in his hands, and the siren will sound as he has a shot for goal here. Dan Butler to finish off the game. He kicks his third. They win by 104 points, the Tigers.
2 weeks in a row.
Dockers have been smashed.
2 weeks in a row, 104 points. There is some history.
Have a listen to it, Tigers fans. 25-5, 155 to 7-9-51. The Tiger Army are going to sing the song loud and proud as they march towards September.
Wow.
And the Tiger roar is loud.
Back-to-back 104-point losses for Fremantle, but Richmond, superb. Great to watch, full of energy, team spirit.
Here we go again, you ready? We'll have a listen to it when it fires up again because it's the best song in the comp, guys.
A lot of Richmond supporters at the city end of the ground. Here we go.
Get ready for it. 104-point winners, 155 to 51. Sing it loud, Tigers fans. When it fires up. Here they come round again, guys.
We're from Tigerland. A fighting fury, we're from Tigerland. In any weather you will see us with a grin, risking head and skin. If we're behind, then never mind. We'll fight and win, for we're from Tigerland. We never weaken till the final siren's gone. Like the tiger of old, we're strong and we're bold, for we're from Tiger. Yellow and white, we're from Tigerland.
And let's have a look at the goal scorers for the Tigers. Big day for Jacob Townsend. He's kicked 6 after having 4 in his career. 4 to Jack Rewalt in the second half. Kane Lambert with 3 goals. 2 to Dusty Martin. And then 3 to Dan Butler as well there. He kicked the last one after the siren. Camden McIntosh with the goal, WA boy. Alex Rance jumped on the board to kick a goal as well. Rioli, Hooley, Edwards as well, all single goal kickers for the Tigers. And for Fremantle, 2 to Hayden Crozier, both in the second half. Harley Bennell kicked 2 on his return, both in the opening term. 1 to Hayden Ballantyne, Nat Fyfe early, and Josh DeLuca in the third term as well. But an impressive win by the Tigers. They win by 104 points, Paul Hazelby. Complete domination after quarter time from the Tigers.
Yeah, it was special, wasn't it? Signs of a team that can go a long way in September. They were very special. They've got players through the midfield that certainly hold up their end of the bargain, led by Dustin Martin, who was sensational. But Grigg and Alice and Hooley was very good off the half-back line. I thought Rance played well. Kane Lambert is an emerging player in the competition. He had the 3 goals to go with 22 possessions. Their forward line loved the work rate. They just worked into it. Jack Rewalt wasn't great in the first half, but ends up with 4 goals. And Townsend, wasn't he superb? He started it well for the Tigers, finishes with the 6 goals. It's going to be hard to keep out of the votes. But Townsend,
he plays the Josh Caddy role better than Josh Caddy plays the Josh Caddy role.
Josh Caddy was out of the lineup. He was good last week as well, or the week before when he kicked 4 goals. So they've got all things going in their favour, but the Fremantle Dockers, weren't they disappointing? Where are they at on their journey? Can they go forward? A lot of young kids, we accept that, but to be beaten like that at home, off the back of a 100-point shellacking to the Sydney Swans last week, there's going to be questions asked, and whether the Fremantle Dockers have the answers this year, I'm not quite sure.
There's Ross Lyon walking around. The Fremantle players are just applauding for those who have stuck around. They're pretty loyal, the Fremantle fans. The gentlemen who sit in front of us, who have sat in front of us here in the AFL Nation box since I've been calling here, they've been every game and they don't leave till the end. And today they leave probably very, very sad to see the end of the joint, but very keen to start a new chapter at the New Perth Stadium. 155-51. Just repeating, back-to-back 104-point losses for Fremantle. And it's the first time in club history that they've been beaten by triple figures in back-to-back games. As they're having a look at the history video on the big screen, as the Fremantle players just do a very meagre or quiet lap of honour, so to speak, to the fans who have stayed. But I will tell you, there's about 1,500 Richmond fans at the city end, and they have been they're doing high fives and everything for the Richmond Tigers, who head into September in red hot form.
Yeah, momentum, Hayes, in sport, and in footy in particular. We're seeing it with Sydney at the moment. Can Richmond once they get on the roll, they're like that. They're that type of footy club, the Tigers, aren't they?
Well, they've been on a roll all year. Let's not deny them where they are. They're in the top 4. They've been sensational. They've been times where you want to believe that it's the old Richmond, but guess what? They're not the old Richmond. They just keep answering what's in front of them, answering every challenge. And again today, some people said, this is a game that they're likely to lose. Well, look what they did. They blew them apart. They're a complete team, and I think they are the real deal. They're going to challenge anybody, anytime throughout the final series.
Percentage 2 for Richmond, bumped up by 6%. So as it stands right now, they're 4th. They're behind Geelong by 2 points. But they are better than Geelong on percentage. And so next week, Geelong have got GWS in Geelong, and Richmond have got St Kilda at the MCG on Sunday. So you never know. That could flip around there. And if they have a big win and GWS lose, GWS can find themselves out of the top 2 as well. So there's a bit to play for Richmond next week.
Huge.
Plenty.
Fremantle Dockers just doing a lap of honour now. What are they doing here, Goss? Is this
saying goodbye.
To who?
To the fans at this venue.
The supporters aren't going anywhere. They'll come back next year. Maybe not after this performance.
Just saying to everyone who's come and sat in the same seats, don't lose the theatre, Paul. Okay? The fans, the ones who've stayed behind, thank you. It's an end of an era for these players. They will never play on this ground again unless they're playing waffle footy and it's a waffle grand final. So for them, this is the home of football, mate. This has been the home of football. This is like just closing down a chapter of football that these young men have been a part of. Don't undersell that.
They just had 120 minutes to pay homage to the stadium and the supporters.
Absolutely. You reckon they're keen to do the lap of honour?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Mate, but this was the plan. This was the plan, the fireworks, the video presentation, win, lose or draw. They've had to go through this, and the fans who have stayed appreciate it. This was the game plan. This was the pre-game, and this is how it's been played out.
So final score here again, 25-5, 155 Richmond, 7-9, 51 Fremantle. Two other games today, Melbourne defeating Brisbane by 13 points, 16-8, 104 to 14-7, 91. And St Kilda, 18-19, 127, defeating North Melbourne by 49 points, 12-6, 78. Closing time, Semisonic, the song that's going around at the moment here at Domain Stadium. We're going to get to a break. Plenty more coming up when we return. Hayes has got the votes. He's got the all-important coaches' votes as well. It's very controversial. Paul Hazel being left with the coaches' votes for the last fortnight of the year. Oh dear. And we've got plenty more coming up as well. We'll have a look at the ladder too, and maybe some of the possible ramifications that Goss just touched on just a short time ago. But it was a pretty comprehensive thumping from the Richmond Tigers. They're charging towards September, the Tigers. They've won today by 104 points. This is AFL Nation for the Chicken Clubhouse at Macca's in the Gourmet Creations range. We're back at Subi in just a moment.